Hey guys, I'm back with another Q&A. Um, just was bored tonight. I did send some of my friends the link to the stream, so again, I'm not doing open link for a little while. Again, I will decide when I'm going to do when I'm going to go back to doing open link, which obviously is not now. I am not doing open link again right now after what happened weeks ago. But you know what? One day I'll go back to it. It's just not now. I'm drinking some cherry Dr. Pepper, which is delicious, by the way, if you guys have never had this before. It's so good. All right. Well, if there's anybody coming in, how you guys doing? Just had kind of a chill day today, since I went out yesterday, actually. So, yeah. And had a good day yesterday going out, so I was supposed to go out I was going to go out today, but my mom wanted to go out yesterday, so but and I hopped on Monday Zach Goler's Spoiler City stream for um, last night. We talked about Wakanda Forever, we talked about Guardians, and we talked about um, She-Hulk, and see what else. And also we talked about the trailers for Quantumania and Guardians Volume 3. So if you guys have seen those already and you guys like talking Marvel, go check out that stream from last night where I was on there with them. So yeah. I know it's getting awkwardly quiet right now, but nobody's really come to arrive here at the moment. So that's kind of the reason why I haven't really been saying anything. Um, I would normally wait till somebody's in here so we can actually start talking and everything. So that's kind of the reason why I'm a little bit quiet right now, because there's nobody really um in here. Just looking around at some stuff. So so yeah, it's just one of those days. Hold on, I'm gonna check on a couple things really quick, guys. So give me like a few minutes. Um, yeah, just hold on a sec, guys. Cut the camera really quick. Yeah, sorry about that, guys. I was just checking on a few things, so sorry that I blacked out for a little bit. Just trying to check on a few things before going on. But, it is what it is. Yeah, so again, I'm sorry if you guys are watching this and it's getting awkwardly quiet. It's just nobody's really in the chat or anything like that. And everyone that I've sent the link to right now is not joined yet. That's the reason I'm getting kind of quiet at them. Well, I did send you an invite, Steven. What's going on, Graham? Hold on.
What's going on about quiet now? Get out of here.
Yeah, I don't know why it was so quiet, but
no, you're good. You're good. I was just confused. I was like, wait a minute. Did he send me an invite or not? But what's going on? I'm gonna be
I did.
outside right now.
I did send you it, so
yeah, you did.
Good,
I just checked my email. So how you been, man? You doing good?
Yeah, I'm doing pretty good. What about you, man?
Okay. Pretty good, pretty good. My family's watching the game right now, but I'm not really a sports guy, so you know how it is. I saw you. Yeah. So I saw your review for RRR.
Yeah, I know. I saw your comments, so and I was like,
I'm just busting your chops, buddy. Don't worry.
I know.
I'm just busting your chops.
Bro, that's what I'm thinking. That's just what I think. There were just moments where I was like, okay, pick up the pace.
I respect your opinion. I respect your opinion. I get you.
But hey, at least be happy that I actually watched it this time.
I'm happy you watched it, whether you liked it or didn't like it, which I know you loved it. I'm happy you watched it. I was just busting your chops, man. No worries.
I just wasn't like on the hype level that you and Movies and Trains.
Okay, to be fair, I did hype it up quite a bit, didn't I? I will say, because it is my favorite movie of the year. I did love it. But my God, like, okay, let's be honest though. That fucking like handshake where they're like under the bridge of fire and everything, that was sick.
That was good. I'm not gonna lie.
I wish I could handshake.
That was a bad moment.
I wish I could high five and handshake with all my best friends like that. That'd be sick. That'd be pretty sick.
For sure.
Yeah, but... no. Now I just want to set a bridge on fire and see what happens with that. But I'm pretty chill right now, dude. Let me see. Oh, you're gonna be very happy about this because I know you love this film and I saw it recently and I loved it as well.
Which one was it?
So I have like this 4 films favorite set. Do you know those old ones from Warner Brothers?
I know. I've seen those before.
Yeah. So I got a Blu-ray set of, and I won't tell you the last film because I'm going to build it up. So it had Domino, which I didn't really like. I didn't really care for Domino. Domino. Ugh.
I didn't really like Domino.
I didn't like Domino either. The editing, the piss yellow visual style, I didn't really. I couldn't vibe with it.
I love Tony Scott though, but
I do love Tony Scott and Keira Knightley was decent. Give me 1 second.
Right.
Just 1 second, Luke. Okay.
All right. Yeah, I got you. But yeah, what's up to Soulless Trenchcoat and it's Daniel Otero. How you doing, my friends? And Charles is also in here as well. How's it going? Also to Graham Evans.
So yeah, like I said, I didn't really care for Domino. I thought that the editing and just how crazy it was not Tony Scott's best film. Mickey Rourke and Keira Knightley were decent in it, though. I will say that. But Domino wasn't very good.
No, I didn't like that one very much.
Ninja Assassin was in there. That was also kind of bland. That's kind of like if a 12-year-old boy wrote like the script to what he thought was like a badass action movie. It also kind of felt like an 80s anime in a way. It was too much CGI blood galore, which if you know me, I hate CGI blood. Then I watched Executive Decision. That was another meh thriller. But then the best for last, and this was so good. I actually bought a separate copy of this, and it's on its way soon, so I can get rid of that 4-film pack. I saw Blood Diamond.
Yes.
Oh my god, that was worth sitting through those 3 films. Holy shit. That was a good fucking movie.
One of my favorites.
So shocked that, look, I'm very picky on what the term underrated is, but that film doesn't get talked like it used to anymore. Oh my
It never gets talked.
Because I remember that people were hyping it up, and I was like, okay, I'll check this out. Then it stopped talking about it. I'm like, is this worth watching? I saw it, and I'm like, whoa, this movie's brutal. Oh my god.
I know it's not a watch all the time movie, but I've seen it like 5 times.
And, okay, already. To be fair, though, it is kind of a thrilling adventure. And usually films dealing with certain, I'm not the biggest fan of politics or anything like that, but I thought the politics in that film were very riveting to watch with, like, how, like, the diamond trade and everything goes on. That's kind of scary shit, though. You have to be honest. Like, that's scary. Like, child soldiers in Africa. Oh, my God, though, but DiCaprio in that movie as Danny Archer. How the Oscars snubbed this man. They snubbed this man.
No, he got nominated for it.
Oh, he did? But he didn't win. He didn't win,
though.
He didn't win until The fucking Revenant. It took him that long.
Won for The Wolf of Wall Street, to be honest with you. That's the one he should have won for.
Well, I haven't seen Wolf of Wall Street just yet, but I know. You can kill me now. It's on the list. But okay. I'm going to get to it, but his performance as Danny Archer was incredible. Jennifer Connelly for the bit. Well, actually, no, she was one of the main characters. She was in it for quite a while. Djimon Hounsou, he was amazing. I don't know why he hasn't gotten more work. I know that he was in a couple of the MCU films. I think he was in the beginning of Guardians, if I'm not mistaken. And I know he was in Captain Marvel, but he doesn't get a lot, roles.
I know he's in Shazam.
I Shazam. Think, yeah, I think he was like the old wizard, wasn't he?
He was the old wizard he's the old wizard in both of the movies now.
But I can guarantee you that this is his best performance. I mean,
and it's the one that got him an Oscar nomination for very good reason.
I mean, holy shit. I mean, that's one of the best dads I've seen in a film in a while. Holy crap. That film was an epic. I don't care what anyone says. That film is underrated as shit. I mean, I'm very picky with that term, but that is actually an underrated movie because people don't talk about it anymore. It's so good. And I'm like,
why do people seriously not talk about it?
I don't get it.
You guys seriously, if you guys are just like, if you're kind of someone like us, where we're just like, I'm getting kind of burnt out on superhero movies. And go watch a film like Blood Diamond.
And, it's one of those films that I wouldn't categorize it as an action movie, but I categorize it more as like a not really war since they're not really participating in it. They're just trying to get through it, DiCaprio and Djimon Hounsou. But I would categorize it as a, survival thriller mixed with an adventure movie. In the mid-Civil War movie, if that makes sense. It's so good. And honestly, for 2.5 hours, I was riveted from beginning to end. I fucking loved that movie.
And even the 2.5 hours, like they're warranted. Like there's nothing in that film I even wanted to cut out.
No, and it built the relationship between DiCaprio and Djimon Hounsou. I'm probably pronouncing his name wrong, so forgive me.
I call him by Djimon Hounsou.
Djimon Hounsou, Dijon Mustard, whatever. But no, that movie was great. That movie was really, really enjoyable. What is going on? There's like some yelling in the background. I'm in my backyard right now.
That's what she said.
Hey, that's funny. Jared, how are you? It would not be a stream without Jared. How you been?
Doing pretty good.
But dude, you got to see this movie called Blood Diamond. It's sick. It's so good. It's you know what? I don't know how to describe. Actually, I do. Again, like I said to Luke, it's more like a survival adventure thriller set within a civil war in Africa. And what I like
with
about
a war setting.
yeah. And what I like about that movie is, I love I don't know if it was shot in Africa. I probably maybe it was, but it looked so authentic. It looks like such a gritty, sleazy kind of place to be in.
It didn't even look green screen. It actually felt like we were in Africa.
I think that was all shot there. I mean, if it was green screen, I'm shocked. I am shocked if it was green screen because it felt like I was in Africa.
That's what I'm saying. It felt like we were actually in Africa. We weren't. It wasn't like we were looking at a green screen for 2.5 hours.
No, but that film was great. I really enjoyed it, and like I said, I know this is really dumb, but I did order a separate Blu-ray copy of it just because I don't like having certain films I don't really like in my collection. Because Domino, again, that left a really bad taste in my mouth.
Same here. It's not that good.
It's not that good a movie. I saw it. Look, I don't mean to be mean. I love Tony Scott. May he rest in peace. I think what happened to him was horrible. And he's a talent. No, he's one of my favorite directors. Don't get me wrong.
He's one of my favorites too. Like
yeah.
I'm telling you, that dude actually. Might sound weird because it's more kind of a.
Yeah.
He kind of shaped my childhood because of Top Gun.
Yeah, and my dad introduced me to True Romance, which, even though it is a Tony Scott film, I also consider it a Tarantino film since he wrote the script.
So basically, Tarantino Scott film, basically.
Yeah, we'll call it Quentin Scott for better terms.
I'll take it. Yeah, I'll take it.
I mean, I have the Arrow set of that film. I love it. I think it's great. Top Gun. I love it. I think it's better than
Fire is another good one. Man on Fire.
I gotta check out Man on Fire.
Here, I'll tell you the basic plot points of Man on Fire. So basically, Denzel is a CIA operative. He takes the job to take care of Dakota Fanning, and she gets kidnapped. He goes on a rampage.
If Denzel goes on a rampage to save a kidnapped woman, I'm in for it. So it's like Taken with Denzel.
A kidnapped little girl, technically. It's a little girl. So.
Oh, okay. So Denzel doing Taken, I'm in for it. Except it's not his daughter, I'm assuming. Yeah.
It's not his daughter. He takes the job to be the caretaker of a little girl because he's a CIA operative.
I want to see that film. I really enjoy Denzel as an actor, and Denzel doing a out to go rescue. I'm in for it. I want to see Unstoppable by Tony Scott as well. Look, Tony Scott, he was like.
Oh, here's another one.
Yeah.
Enemy of the State with Will Smith and Gene Hackman.
You know what? This is gonna sound bad. I forgot to mention it, but I love Enemy of the State. That's a great thriller. That's such a solid movie. Gene Hackman does a great job. That's one of the best 90s thrillers, I think. And that's such a shame because, again, Domino just does not represent the man's best work. The problem with Domino I have is the editing is too all over the place. It's too quick cutty. And I know that gets, thrown around a lot, but it's true. It's so quick cut. It's hard to make sense of what's going on. It's oversaturated. It has this very bright yellow look that is kind of unpleasing to the eye. It looks a little dirty.
And plus it doesn't it's not really the right color grading for a movie like that.
It's not. I mean, don't get me wrong. Yellow hues can look pretty in a movie, but that color is just so in your face. It kind of looks like the whole thing was smeared with urine. I'm not even trying to be exaggerated. I'm just being honest. I know. Look. And don't get me wrong. I'm down for Keira Knightley giving a lap dance. That's great. But the movie's just so off the wall. And I know it's a completely fictional take. Obviously, this was not happening with the real Domino Harvey. I'm aware of this. But and the action, the few bits of action that's there, towards the end, I could not tell you what the hell was going on. It was just there was no sense of direction because you couldn't tell who was shooting who. It's a mess. Domino's a mess. And yeah.
It's so choppy.
It's such a choppy movie, both visually and story-wise. I cannot, no. And then, yeah, but it was worth it to get to Blood Diamond. I'll sit through.
Yeah.
It was worth me saving Blood Diamond for the best for last. So what I was saying is that I'm gonna get rid of my 4 film set, and I just bought Blood Diamond on its own because I figure I could sell it and just keep the one movie I like. Because I can return to Blood Diamond, even though it's a very heavy movie.
Right, exactly. Yeah. But I actually got some stuff I want to show you guys, actually, that I got yesterday. So first, well, actually, I'll just show this one off first because I got this in the mail yesterday.
What'd you get?
Okay. I actually got this early. It's supposed to come out on Tuesday, but I got it a few days early. I got Lyle Crocodile. The
I
musical.
like that little bow tie on the slipcover.
Yeah,
not the little.
Someone told me it looks so tacky, but it fits though because it's around the Christmas season.
I think it looks kind of cool.
And
how was the movie?
I actually really enjoyed this movie for what it is. I mean, yes, it's a kids movie. I get that, and it can be super predictable.
Okay.
But for a film like this, it works because the soundtrack to this movie is beautiful. I mean,
right.
Just like Benj Pasek and Justin Paul, they're great. They're great with their soundtracks, just with like The Greatest Showman also.
Okay.
Like, I mean, I love musicals, so I mean,
I can enjoy a good musical. I can. It depends on how it's done, but I can enjoy a good musical. Like In the Heights, Sound of Music. Those are some good ones.
I think also Shawn Mendes also did the soundtrack for this one too, because he's the one that voices as the crocodile.
That name sounds familiar, Shawn Mendes.
He's a pop singer.
Oh, okay. I mean, it sounds familiar, but I don't really know too much about pop singers. But okay. So.
But yeah, very, very, very good movie.
All right. What else you get?
Let's see. I'll just show this one off first because I'm actually binging season 5 right now. I'm gonna binge this final season tomorrow since I bought this on Blu-ray.
Mm-hmm.
Better Call Saul season 6.
I gotta get back into Better Call Saul. I only made it through the first season, and that was a couple years ago. I gotta get back into it because it's a good show from what I've seen. But man, I don't know. I gotta get back into it. I'm gonna do another rewatch of Breaking Bad soon though, because again, I love that
I'll tell
show.
you this. Better Call Saul gets better as it goes along. I mean, it may not seem like a good show because obviously it's a spinoff from Saul Goodman of Breaking Bad, but you know what? It's Vince Gilligan, the same creator as Breaking Bad.
Vince Gilligan knows what he's doing with that universe, so I will give that show
and you kept the same casting choice of Bob Odenkirk as Saul Goodman.
And Bob Odenkirk is a great actor, especially I like that he's bridging out and doing like action stuff like Nobody as well. So I love Saul. Saul's a great character. He's a very interesting character, and I do also I do want to check out that show, but I also gotta say, did you? I mean, obviously, I'm gonna assume since you're a Breaking Bad fan, did you see El Camino? Of course you did. I know you did. But
I did, but you want to know something weird?
What?
I watched that before I watched Breaking Bad.
Really?
Like, I was just bored one day looking for something to watch, and I was just like, okay, yeah. I mean, so I was like, sure, I'll turn on El Camino, and
but did it
understood everything that was going on.
How? Without the context?
I don't know. Like, somehow
I guess you can kinda, but I mean, that's interesting. Well, I mean, I guess that means you're good at figuring stuff out in stories, but there were some things that I think
there were some things that I didn't quite get at first, but then when I watched the show, then I completely understood everything else.
And even though I'm assuming a lot of people have seen Breaking Bad, I'm not going to go into spoilers, just because I don't want to ruin it for anybody. But let me ask you actually, can we talk a few spoilers or no? Is that like taboo?
I don't know if we should talk spoilers because this dude has only watched the first episode.
Okay, so Jared, I'm not going to ruin it for you, but I will recommend sticking through it. But I remember binging Breaking Bad early on, I want to say in 2013, and I actually saw the last 2 episodes on TV. Yeah, with my brother and dad.
Oh,
my dad got me into it. He's like, Steven, we should watch a show called Breaking Bad. And I'm like, yeah, let's do it. And it was a great watch. It was a great, great watch. But I have to say, I think my favorite season, I don't know if it's... let me think. I want to say it's season 1 or season 5. I like season 4.
4 is my favorite, for sure.
Gustavo Fring's one of my favorite villains in all of show.
And not just
hands down.
that, like season 4 is where everything goes off. Like everything goes off the rails, and it's just like every episode ends on a cliffhanger, and you just have to like wait to see how it gets there, like how things end.
And without spoilers, one of the best part about Breaking Bad is that it's one of those shows that it ends perfectly, where so few shows can do that. And season 4, honestly, like you said in your, because I saw your Goaler ranking with Zach Goaler, you were talking about like the finale. I think you said the finale of season 4 was your favorite episode.
Both of ours was.
Yeah. And you know what? That season's so good that you could almost, actually, I don't know if you could almost end it there and it'd feel like a complete story. I wouldn't say that, but if the show got canceled around season 4 and that's where it left off, you could be somewhat satisfied. But I'm glad we got season 5.
It could have been the actual ending to the show, because I mean I wouldn't be mad if it did.
Mm-hmm.
Because I mean it's the show. I mean, like, but they were like, you know what? We got one more we want to tell one more storyline for one more season. We'll go one more.
I will say this though, one of my biggest criticisms, and I don't know how much controversial this is in the community, I did not like the episode with the fly at all. Fuck that episode.
That's one of my favorites. Sorry.
Ooh, I
like more episodes.
I like them having a conversation. Don't get me wrong, but I did not see the point of it. It was kind of funny at the end, though, with the fly showing up in the house. I will say that.
Yeah, but sometimes I like more episodes that are honestly a little bit more contained and not so much like
lighter kind of deals.
Yeah, something like that. They're at least a little bit more contained and not so, because throughout that episode they barely even leave the lab.
They do, and that's kind of like, I appreciate in the sense that they're just trying to get this fly in the lab, and they're like getting to talk more. And I get the whole character that builds up character, but I just didn't think it warranted a whole episode. For me, at least, for me. But I will say that's one of the few episodes I dislike from that show. One of the few. Because I love pretty much everything else in the show.
I don't think there's any bad episode of Breaking Bad.
There's not, actually, you know what? It's not even a bad episode. It's just not one of my favorites. There's not really a bad episode. The only my thing is so let me ask you a question though. Which of Jesse's friends is your favorite? Skinny Pete or Badger? Because I think mine is Skinny Pete.
Yeah, I honestly have to go with Skinny Pete.
Skinny Pete's pretty funny. I love Skinny Pete. Yeah, but I don't know. I mean, that's one of the few I don't like. There's also moments where Skylar kind of gets on my nerves a little bit. But other than that, I love the show. And I forget the chick, her name. She plays Jessica Jones. She played Jesse's girlfriend for a little bit. What's her name?
I actually don't remember the name.
Damn it, I keep forgetting the name. She's in Jessica Jones. Well, the point is she's a great actress, and I liked her in that little bit of Breaking Bad as well. But I'm holding off on getting the Blu-rays because I kid you not, dude, I am on the hunt for that barrel Blu-ray.
I'm gonna fight container.
It's gonna be impossible, but I'm gonna try and get it for at least $100, even though it goes for $5.
But I think you can look on eBay. I think they have some decent deals on eBay.
I will, because here's the thing. I'm gonna check eBay Mercari, because here's the thing. I don't have a problem with Amarais, but that barrel looks so sick. I can't lie, dude. Oof.
Yeah, it is a sick barrel, but it's
too much money though. That's the problem.
Spendy, dude. It's really, really spendy.
It is really spendy, but I'm gonna pursue it, and if it doesn't work out, I will just have to buy the Amarais, which, to be fair, I kind of like the artworks on some of the Amarais, the Keep Case Blu-rays.
Yeah.
I think it was season 5 that has him in like that little like sitting down in the yellow jumpsuit. I think that's the artwork.
Yep, that was the artwork on it. And
I like that artwork.
And he has those meth, and he has those big like totes of meth and a lot of bags of money.
Mm-hmm.
But I think my favorite season artwork has to go to season 1.
Were they standing right next to the RV in the desert?
Yeah, where Walter's standing right next to the RV.
Underwear. And he's like standing. Yeah, that's the artwork you're talking about.
And that's also That's my
Mhm.
home screen wallpaper actually on my phone.
It's a great fucking artwork.
I mean,
If that's
That's
your
what she
wallpaper,
said.
I
I know it's
don't
a-
blame you.
I-
Huh?
I know it's
Go
just
ahead,
Bryan
Jared.
Cranston in his underwear, but I mean, I'm not mad about it.
Who would be mad about that? Who would be mad about Bryan Cranston in their tidy whities?
That's what she said.
Hey, Jared with
All
the
right.
zingers.
All right, let's move on.
Jared, what
because,
have you been up to, buddy?
I don't know. I'm all over the place.
Aren't we all?
Yeah, but anyways, let's move on here. So
Oh,
next one
wait.
I'm gonna.
Soulless Trenchcoat just answered a question. Thank you, Kristen Ritter. Okay, thank you, dude. Thank you.
Thank
She's
you
a
very
great
much.
actress. Okay, and I got
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Oof.
Thank you very much.
I'm Elvis. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Anyways, let's move on. So I found this first season for $15 on
Let me see.
4K.
Let me see.
Westworld season 1.
You got
This-
like the tin can? I don't know if that'd be a steelbook or no, it's a tin can.
No, it's a
That
tin
is
case, and I found it for
sick.
$15.
No way. Where'd you find that? Like a thrift store, or did you find it like Walmart?
No, I found it
or-
at my CD shop that I go to when I buy used movies.
I used to have a
um,
CD trader, but now it moved, so
So
I
ba-
can't find
like,
those
and I
deals
got
anymore.
well, I actually didn't even pay for this because I got like
Credit?
$112 worth of store credit, and the other 8 titles like after this and the next one I
Mhm.
still have yet to show, I didn't even have to pay for them.
Really? So you had like 100? So you must have traded in a lot of shit.
Yeah, I trade. Well, I had to trade in some. I traded in some games too because I got rid of my Wii, so I traded in the other games I haven't traded in yet.
Oh, that's a good
And,
deal, though.
And I got this for 15, and I got 8 other Blu-rays that rounded up to $52 or so.
For 8
and I got
Blu-rays,
50
that's a pretty good deal, I have to say,
Well,
dude.
and also, I got $56 worth of cash back.
From the trading of the Wii games.
Yeah, and also buying the other stuff too. So
That's pretty good. That's pretty good. So wait, if you got 52 back, would you say that it paid for basically that it basically evened out almost?
pretty much, yeah. But I would kind of say that. But yeah, I did get this first season of Westworld for only $15. I mean,
Did you get any
This
of
is
the
like-
follow-up stuff?
which one?
The season 2 and 3, did you get those?
They didn't have those in there on 4K.
Oh,
They
okay,
didn't have seasons 2 and 3. I mean, I'm planning to get season 3. I mean, season 2 has a steelbook that's on BestBuy.com, but it's freaking $53, I think.
Oh my god.
And I tried to get the
$53.
second season, the regular edition, but it's sold out, and I can't get it. So,
Right.
and I want to try to get all the seasons on 4K, since because I bought this, and I also bought season 4 on 4K as well. I got this
wow.
at Best Buy. And it was like, it said on their website that it was $43, but when I went to the store, it was only $40. So I was like, I'm not passing it up for only $40. That's a good
Yeah.
deal for me.
Okay.
So but I still have to binge through seasons 2 and 3 before I watch season 4.
I got to check the show out. I hear it's good.
I really enjoyed the first season. I've already watched the first season, but that was like weeks ago.
Mhm.
But yeah, very good season. I really enjoyed it.
All right.
But I saved the best of it for last. This is one of my absolute favorite shows. You ready?
What'd you get?
I got all 8 seasons of my good old boy, Dexter.
Okay, so let's talk about Dexter real quick.
Well,
Pull
I
up-
could just talk about them with all the individual seasons.
Yes,
So-
because Dexter's a interesting show for me. I will say that.
But season 1 took me honestly a little while to get through.
Great
But
season,
I love
though.
this season. It's a great season to start off the show.
Great
Season
freaking
2 is
season.
even better. Season 2 is even better.
I like season 1 more, but I love season 2. I will not deny.
Because they
Surprise,
like this one-
motherfucker!
surprise, motherfucker.
Yeah,
And they ramped up the tension with season 2, and I was
They
just
did.
like, that's what they were supposed to do.
and I like how they went more into Dexter's past with that season. That was a good.
Yes.
I like the insight on that.
Season 3 was not quite as good as the first 2, but still a really good season.
No, but I'll tell you what, seeing Jimmy Smits in it with, Michael C. Hall, I liked that. So I like season 3. I think it's pretty good. I think it's underrated. I will say that.
Yes. But this though, season
That's
4,
the big daddy
the
right
great-
there. That is
this
best.
is the greatest season of Dexter I've ever seen in my life. You have
one
John
of the
Lithgow
greatest
as the Trinity
modern
Killer.
TV seasons.
Yeah,
Yes.
and you have freaking John Lithgow as Arthur Mitchell / the Trinity Killer.
What a sadistic bastard.
Perfect.
And the ending is brutal, but that's all I'll say.
The ending made me cry. Like,
it almost brought me to tears. It's pretty kind of brutal.
I was crying, bro. And when a season can do that, it's literal perfection.
I remember I
honestly.
saw that with my parents, and we were just like, "What?"
Season 5 picks up right where season 4 left off. I still like it, but it has its flaws for sure.
I have mixed opinions on 5. I kind of like it. I like the girl that's with Dexter. I will say that, but I don't know. It's I find the villains in that one to be a little TikTok.
Yeah.
I don't know. Season 5's okay.
But season 6 was the first season that was a complete mixed bag for me.
I think it's actually pretty underrated. I like
I did not like the God's Hand Killers at all. I mean, the idea of them is really good, but the way that they executed the God's Hand Killers, I was just like, this is really what you guys decided to do.
They really did throw the red herrings as to the mystery on who it really is. Really,
so yeah, that's what.
obviously.
So I mean, there's parts of season 6 that I love, and there's parts of that I despise. So, but season 7, I think is underrated.
Like, I think
a lot
season
of people
7
hate
is pretty
season.
awesome as well. I don't get the hate for it.
It's not like people say, oh, there should be a titular villain in season 7. No, there doesn't need to be. Like, it's morely about like the camaraderie / rivalry of Deb and Dexter. So,
yeah, no, and that was actually
in season 6, cover your ears, people, because this is a spoiler.
Yeah.
In season 6, Deb finds out that Dexter is actually a serial killer.
No, yeah, when she just breaks into his apartment, it spills out all his blood tabs.
While he's in the church waiting to kill one of the God's Hand Killers. Yeah, she walks in on him and he finds out that he's actually murdering one of them.
I do like since we're talking spoilers, I do like in season 7 where Deb's trying to ruin no, not Deb. I forget what's the name of that guy that he had that rival with over the game. What's his name? You know what I'm talking about? Like he got pissed off that Dexter didn't like his video game.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
I like how he tried to ruin his boat and he got fucked over completely by the mob.
Yeah,
and they
funny.
and since we already wanted to spoilers, can I just say, hey,
Movies and Trains, what's up, buddy?
How you doing?
Doing pretty good.
Your father.
How are we?
But I'll show this to him really quick. But just don't say anything.
I will
Movies
not,
and Trains.
actually.
Guess what I got yesterday?
I can kind of guess from just being in the private section. Dexter seasons on Blu-ray.
You are correct, Mundo. I bought all 8 seasons.
Now show off the last season.
Wait, hold on 1 second.
Okay, right.
I have to tell him he's going to be jealous of this. I didn't even have to pay for these.
What?
Because I got $112.
Hold on, I got
store credit. Oh, go ahead. Yeah, but I got $112 worth of store credit because I traded in some games and some more DVDs, and they gave me $112 worth of store credit back. So I basically used that to get these and this Westworld season 1 on 4K.
Dang.
So it was $52 for all of these, and I got $56 in cash back.
Nice.
So yeah, jealousy accord.
Yes.
But I'll run you through all the seasons real quick. So season 1, excellent season. It's a great start to the show.
Agreed.
Season 2 is even better because they really ramp up the tension with season 2, and just the Bay Harbor Butcher is one of the best villains of the show. Season 3, not quite as strong as the first 2, but still a really, really good season. And the bond that he builds with one of the characters in the show is really good, in my opinion. Season 4 is the big daddy of the show. This season is absolutely incredible. With John Lithgow as Arthur Mitchell / the Trinity Killer. That's perfect. And he's one of the most menacing villains of the show. Season 5, not as strong, but still has some really good stuff in it. And I like the way that they picked up after season 4. I like the way that they started it. Season 6 was a complete mixed bag. There were parts of it that I loved, like the ideas of the God's Hand killers I thought were really good, and some of the kills in this season I thought were really good. But there are parts of it that I absolutely despise, because at one point Deb has like some kind of a love relationship at one point with Dexter.
Oh, that was so
Which
dumb.
is
It was
horrible.
weird
though, because you want to know why?
They're
Because
step-siblings.
they're technically step siblings. So technically, Dexter is Deb's brother.
Ugh,
Yep.
That's weird.
that's really
So,
weird.
That part,
Even
I
for a
absolutely-
serial killer. Even
Yeah,
for a
because,
killer. They
we
grew up
should already
with
know
each
this by
other.
this point because Dexter's a serial killer. That Hannah, no, not Hannah. Deb walks in on him and finds out that he's actually murdering somebody. So that's when this is the season when she finds out that he's actually a serial killer. Season 7 is the most underappreciated season of the show. A lot
I
of
would
people look at
agree.
it as like one of the worst seasons of the show because there's no
100% not.
main villain of the show of this season. It's just mostly the rivalry between Deb and Dexter because, again, it also picks up right where season 6 left off. And of course, we don't talk about this pile of garbage. This is the
Ooh,
final
that
season of the show.
Fuck that season.
Possibly the worst season of television I've ever seen in my life.
I honestly, I get if you're a completionist, but honestly, I would have just gotten the first 4 seasons. But I don't know.
Hey, I'm back. Sorry about that. Can you hear me okay?
Yeah, I can hear you now. I
My
don't know
phone
what happened.
died. So, yeah,
Oh.
no, either my phone died or I freaked out because season 8 was shown and that season's fucking horrible.
But you know
Fuck
what?
season
But you know
8.
what? Since I didn't even have to pay for this, I'm glad I actually own all 8 seasons.
Yeah,
And you know what? I still have not
And I'm
seen
hoping
New
I
Blood.
get and I'm hoping I get Dexter New Blood for Christmas because then I'll actually be complete for Dexter because I actually have that. I actually have Dexter New Blood on my Christmas list, and I'm
I
hoping
have not seen, and I'm skeptical to see New Blood.
You want me to tell you one thing?
Yeah,
The ending to Dexter New Blood is even worse.
I've
season 8
heard,
finale.
and that makes me pissed that they can't help but fuck up Dexter.
And also, I didn't really like the way they decided to end season 5. If the season 6 ending was actually the ending to this season, I probably would like this one a little bit more than most. But nope, the ending of seasons. I love the ending of season 6 though. That's one of the things that I love about season 6
But
was the ending to the season.
New Blood would have to be really bad in order to top Dexter season's 8 ridiculous, absolutely nonsensical ending. Like,
Here's the thing. Like, the first episode had me hooked, like right away. Like I was so in.
And I will say, I do like the fact that Deb and Dexter are like going at each other now because she's like really having like thoughts that he's like one of the worst people that she's ever encountered because of the revelation. I will say that,
and because of what happened in the original show, like because of him being a serial killer.
Yeah, that I do like, but other than that, season 8 doesn't have a lot of redeeming qualities. Again, they do go back for his backstory a little bit more without spoiling anything, revealing another person that may have been responsible for his mom's death, which that is not a spoiler. His mom was dead long before the show ever happened. So
yeah, even like
worry.
when season 1 came around, like his mom was already dead.
But you know,
thing about here's my thing about this final season. The first few episodes of this season were fine. They were not top tier Dexter like whatsoever. They were just fine episodes. But then when Deb realizes that she needs to kill Dexter, then she turns the wheel on him and they crash into a lake. And then after the fact that Deb literally just freaking apologizes for that, after that this season is complete garbage.
Yeah. Well, I do think the idea of her like trying to kill Dexter in that manner is
It
kind
would
of
it would have been a
interesting.
great idea, but then they were just like, we'll just go the easy route. We're not gonna go the
Yeah.
more hard route. But they seriously took the easy path of this season after that moment, and I was just like, what are you guys doing?
I just want to say with Dexter New Blood, Patrick Star is a pretty decent villain. But I don't know. The rest
And
of the season was just.
And I remember I was hyped for it because I remember seeing Dexter with my parents and we liked it. I know it's weird watching you kill about a serial killer with your parents when you were underage, but we watched a lot of they knew that I was mature enough to handle material and we all loved it. And I was gonna watch New Blood, but then I heard it ended like shit, and I was like, "Fuck this! I'm not gonna do it."
Because here's the thing: like I was really enjoying Dexter New Blood because I was like, okay, like for throughout most of that season, I was like, I really like where they're going. Like it hasn't done anything bad yet until the last 15 minutes of the finale. That literally destroyed it. That destroyed it all.
Yeah, and that shows how not to end a show is season 8 and what I'm assuming.
I'll just tell you this. I'll tell you this much. I like Dexter New Blood, to be honest with you, but
the last 15 minutes are not so good.
The last 15 minutes destroyed it. But honestly, even though I gave New Blood a higher score, I would honestly rather put myself through season 6.
Well, I think that
at least season 6 is a very watchable season.
Season 6 watchable, and I like Colin Hanks in season 6. I think he does a good job.
Yeah.
And I think Colin Hanks is also underrated for that matter. I mean, for his dad being Tom Hanks, you'd think that people will talk about him more, but he doesn't. And, to be fair to Colin Hanks, maybe he just hasn't done enough projects like his dad. But I don't know.
Yeah,
but anyways,
sure.
the point is Dexter, to be honest though, it's worth the journey, I will say. I think the good outweighs the bad. And usually an ending can destroy a show, but I will say that Dexter is still so good that I could forgive season 8. And I could probably sit through New Blood because look, most of the seasons are actually rock solid. Like, the first 4,
but
6,
just after season 4, it's when it kind of gets a little bit rocky.
It gets a little bit rocky, but I do like 6 and 7. 5,
but I really like I like season 5. Season 6 is the one I'm mixed on, and then season 7 I think is the most underrated season of Dexter.
Yeah, so. And then
of course, this crap bomb of a season.
Ooh, Jesus that Christ. Season leaves a bad taste in my mouth. But you know what? Again, to those who are curious about Dexter, still go watch it. It's worth sitting through it, even.
And I am thinking about this. If I actually get a new phone at some point, I think I might review every single season of this show. I'm thinking about it because this is one of my favorite shows, and
for good reason. It's a good show. It's a great show.
I mean, again, like you said, the good really outweighs the bad. So that's the reason why I can forgive the bad stuff that was in season 6 and season 8.
And look, me with TV shows, I'm very picky about endings. But with Dexter, I can sit through it. I can make an exception with Dexter. I love the character. I love the side characters. I love that, I love his chief. I love the, and it's been a while. I probably should go back to it because I am stumbling on things, but it's a good show and it's really worth watching. It's just a shame that they kind of lost their, and also I like the Miami setting as someone who lives in Florida, not Miami, mind you, because again, people like Dexter are everywhere. I'm just kidding, but no,
Dexter's everywhere in Miami. Oh my God.
I know that was an exaggeration, of course, but
I know that's the reason why I had to double dip on that joke.
But no, it's a good show, and I also Jennifer Carpenter. She is an underrated actress, I will say. Do you know what's crazy? Is that her and Michael C. Hall were married or at least dating in real life, and they were brother and sister in the show.
That's so odd.
No, you could look this up. They were dating while the show was airing.
I know that, but it felt so odd to me, that they were dating while the show was going on.
It feels very odd.
but I'm trying to see here.
But look, I could sit through Dexter, and I hate comparing shows that are completely different to one another. But if I were to compare Dexter, I could sit through Dexter more than I could sit through The Walking Dead, which that show lost me hardcore. So I can sit through.
I've only watched the first 3 seasons, and they're already losing me after season 3 because
they lose you after a while.
They are stretching so much crap out in that season.
Like,
you got 6 or 7 or so episodes of filler, and I was just like.
And it's a shame since it starts off as a great show, and the game is actually better than the show. The Walking Dead.
The first 2 seasons of The Walking Dead are some of the best seasons of the show.
No, they're great. They're great. And I will say,
I think season 2 is even better than season 1.
Season 2, I actually think is underrated because a lot of people don't like season 2.
Everybody craps on season 2. I don't understand it.
I think that's Shane's best hour, but I have not gone back to the show in a while because they let me down. The Walking Dead let me down so bad. But
what was the season that you stopped watching the show on?
Okay, so I stopped watching. I think it was season 8. I stopped. No, yeah, it was. Season 8 was the last season I saw. Yes, I know I made it that far into it, but it was a good show, and I liked it a lot initially, but it just got so bad later on, and it just went nowhere. And it became more about a human drama than about a zombie apocalypse drama. And that was initially the appeal, but they lost what they were going for, and it just never recovered. And I have not gone back to it since. And, it's a shame because I love Daryl. I want to read the comic books because they hear the comic books are absolutely amazing. I hear The Walking Dead.
And I hear that they're far and away better than the show.
No, and I hear that the comic books, actually have an ending and a good ending.
Right.
So I want to see it.
It felt like with season 3, at that finale episode, the finale of season 3, it didn't even feel like an ending. It just felt like, okay, well, we'll see you next year for the next season that we're gonna keep on going with this story.
I do like the governor character. I will say that, and I do have nostalgia because it was one of the because me and my family used to watch these shows a lot. But it was one of the worst parts is that I was one of the few people without spoilers that had to sit through the reveal of who got killed by Negan, and that's not a spoiler.
In season 7,
yes, I had to wait a whole fucking year. Do you know how infuriating that is? I mean, it's a clever idea, but it's infuriating. But my comparison is that even though it's a completely different and random show, I can sit through that Dexter way more than The Walking Dead because the good outweighs the bad. Because those are 2 shows that I feel like started off good, but then they just went haywire. But unlike The Walking Dead, I can manage with Dexter. Dexter is way worth more of a journey. And
exactly. And plus, even though he's kind of the bad guy in the show, you can't help but be riveted with where he's going throughout his journey, throughout the show.
Yeah, and you can kind of understand what's happening, with him because he witnessed such a horrible thing as a child, and and
the concept of him being a serial killer that is kind of taking down his addiction and actually taking it out on other serial killers is genius.
That he's trying to calm it down, and his stepdad taught him how to not kill the innocents or kill any more animals, and then he actually took it literally when he became an adult and he just killed other serial killers, and even later on where he made an exception and killed pieces of shit abusive dads later on, and I think it was season 7 where he says, I just really want to kill you, which again, I'm not specifying a character, so don't worry, guys. But, and I like the idea that he's trying to see the right from the wrong, and that's what makes him such an interesting character. He's one of the most fascinating characters on television. I don't care what anyone says. He's one of the top 10 best characters of television. He's not my number 1.
I agree. It's a great
character of television.
It's a great character in season 7, which, I don't care what anybody says, bro. If you think that the bad really outweighs the good stuff in the show, that's fine. That's just on you.
Yeah, that's your opinion, but you're not going to let yourself enjoy it.
I go back to the 4th season, and I remember how great it is that I honestly can forgive the issues that I have with the seasons preceding it.
Yeah, because sometimes you have to make an exception. Otherwise, you're just not going to enjoy anything. And I know it's tough because, again, a bad end to a great journey can ruin the batch, but sometimes you have to
but
consider what's worth it.
But the thing is, with season 8, it just left me with just going what?
Yeah,
Like, it didn't make me mad. Like, it was mostly
It made me
the
mad at the
Dexter-
end. It made me mad at the end, though. I will say that.
The finale just really like it didn't like completely anger me though. That's what I'm just saying. It just left me going, what did I
The
just
worst
say?
part is there's worse endings to shows than Dexter season
Like,
8.
But Dexter New Blood was the finale that made me so freaking angry.
And that's what concerns me. Because I know that I'm gonna hate the New Blood ending. But Jared Runner, what's your opinion on shows and Dexter or anything like that? Have you watched anything recently?
A few, but more like anime stuff.
Oh, cool. What kind of anime?
I don't know how to pronounce it. Like Miss Cup, butcher it. Dragon Maid.
Dragon Maid?
Yeah,
I feel like I've heard of that one. Is it good? Oh, Kobayashi. I just looked it up. Yeah, I heard it's good. But
I only watched the first season yesterday. I mean, the first episode.
Right.
Nice.
But let me ask you a question, Jared. Do you think the good of a show outweighs the bad of a show if in the end the ending ruins it to you? 1 second, guys.
Okay. I think it mostly kind of depends on like what show it is, to be honest with you. Like if it's the good outweighs the bad. Like for something like Dexter, the good definitely outweighs the bad.
I'm sorry, I had to go say goodbye to someone. What were you saying, Jared? Do you think the good outweighs the bad?
Really depends on the
Okay.
show.
Now,
Yeah,
because that's true. Because it really does depend.
like
And then
Sword Art Online. When it
Sword
first
Art
came
Online,
out,
I
everybody.
haven't seen yet. Mhm.
Hold on, just 1 second here. I'm just gonna.
Achoo.
There's even
Achoo.
some endings to shows that I don't think are as bad as people make them out to be, like Death Note, for an anime example. Like I actually like that ending. For those who've seen that show,
I haven't seen the anime show of Death Note, which because it's no surprise to most of you guys because I'm not.
I know you're not an
manga
anime
guy.
fan. I just
We
figured
all
I
know that.
mention it. I'm trying to get more into it. I want to see like I recently finished Kill la Kill, which I really enjoyed. I thought that was a super fun show. But yeah.
I'm
So
trying to rewatch Dragon Ball Z Kai.
I'm going to be honest with you. I kind of prefer Zekai from what I remember because it's less filler. It's really less filler. Let's be real. And that's it.
Yes, the original. It's going to take you a long time.
It's way too fucking long, the original. Fuck that. But
There's no way because I mean, like I'll binge a show that at least will like take me like a few days to finish.
yeah,
Because I binged through the entire series of Sonic Boom, and it only took me like 2 days to finish.
I want to see Sonic Boom. I hear it's one of the better Sonic adaptations. I hear it's pretty good.
Yeah, and again, it only took me most of the episodes are only just like 11 minutes. So
That's pretty quick, so I could probably get through that.
I mean, but let's see.
And then wait,
season one, it's on Hulu. But on season one, they took both the couple 11-minute episodes and they compared it and they put it into one episode. And but with season two, they had all the 11-minute episodes, which there's 52 of those episodes in season two.
So they didn't combine it for season 2, but they did for season 1. That's weird.
I know it's weird, but I binged through all of those within a couple of days.
Soulless Trenchcoat. I'm going to mention a couple things. First, I want you to highlight this comment. I think if the show has a lot of good in it, it could get past the bad parts or ending. And if I enjoy the characters, they don't mess up the characters, I'll follow them through. That's the thing. If the ending messes up the characters and the whole journey, then I question whether the show's good. But if the show has just a bad ending or just like a bad part, I can get through it. Like with Dexter, it doesn't ruin the show. And then, yeah, I gotta get there's a steelbook set for Sonic Boom that looks pretty sick.
I was gonna get that yesterday. At some point, but I was just like, you know what? I'll wait till after Christmas to get it because
And then,
I mean, because I already have like a few, because I already have like a few pre-orders like left on the line. So.
And then Soulless Trenchcoat. They're putting out a nice. Those season sets for Zekai are rare as fuck. They're very expensive. I have to.
I found this at FYE for $30.
There's no way. Those go for like I think like 40 or 50 a piece. It's insane.
That's-
So you gotta
that's
get
interesting.
Where I found it.
But
Sonic
Soul
X-
Trenchcoat says Sonic X. I have not seen Sonic X.
So here's the interesting thing. I don't like Chris. Fuck Chris. He's a horrible character. But for Soulless Trenchcoat, if you're curious, since that show was originally made in Japan, they're coming out the Japanese cut, which actually has like swearing and like deaths and stuff, and is a little bit more dramatic. And they're bringing it out on Blu-ray pretty soon. Because for a while we only had the 4Kids Blu-ray, so just wanted to give you a heads up. But
Actually,
mhm.
I never watched the 4K version. I watched
You saw
it
the
on
Japanese version?
Yeah.
I want to see it because I hear the Japanese version's like so much better.
I think it's on YouTube.
I know it's. I
First off.
think it's on YouTube.
It is
I
on
don't know
YouTube.
exactly.
That's where I watched it.
Okay, because I know that
Interesting, but-
version is like apparently it's been fan subbed and stuff, and apparently it's actually pretty accurate. But yeah, that's the show. I wanna look
I'll have
into.
to check that out. But right now, I mean, I just finished Justified, and now I'm trying to
How was
get
that
back on
with
it.
Timothy Oliphant, however the hell you pronounce his name?
Oliphant.
I know.
With Timothy Oliphant, that is a really, really awesome cop show.
That show I hear is pretty sick.
I mean, I'll tell you this. So, season 1 is honestly is more episodic than the rest of the seasons. So it's a little bit different.
Mm-hmm.
So because season 2 onward is a complete season, like it's a season-long arc. It's not like it's just
it's more serialized.
yes, exactly. That's right. Because season 1 is more episodic. Like every episode's like a different crime. So I mean, but I love season 1 because it's a good start to the show. Season 2 was even better. Season 3 is even better. Like that is by far the best season of the show because I think I've already told this line before, but I'm going to do it again because it's one of the most badass lines I've ever heard in my life.
What?
So there's a guy that's a constant pain to Raylan Givens. That's the main character's name, Timothy Oliphant. And he's like, look here. He cocks the gun back and he gets the bullet out of the chamber. He catches the bullet, drops it on him, and he's like, next one's coming faster. And I was just like,
that's pretty sick.
And then there's an episode later on where they're talking about like charges and everything. Hey, you filed charges. What'd you do to him? I threw a bullet at him. What? Yeah, like, why did you throw a bullet? Like, did you actually just throw it? No, I dropped it on him. I told him the next one's coming faster. That might be the coolest thing I've ever laid ears on.
That's pretty funny.
That's awesome. And season 4 and 5 are it's not a huge drop off, but they're definitely not quite as good as the first 3 seasons. But season
Is the
6
6th season good?
The 6th season was. I think they ended it really well.
Okay, I'll have to look into that.
And it is the final season, so I mean, and I'm glad they ended it off really well. Because if they ended it off badly, I would not be happy.
Yeah, no, too many shows.
And I honestly don't think it. And I don't think I honestly would be as high on the show as I am because I love Justified.
Yeah, I hear.
Now I'm finishing up with, and now I'm continuing on with Better Call Saul. I only have 1 episode left of season 5, and then tomorrow I'll binge this baby right here, season 6.
I think that was like a new release. It came out like
it actually came out. It came out last week. Yeah, and when I went to I got this at Best Buy yesterday. So and I think it was only $28 for this season, which I was like, that is a good deal. So
all right.
I mean, usually seasons are for TV shows are usually like for new releases are like $40 at least.
Maybe like 30. I don't know about 40. It depends on the season.
Or actually, how do I put this? Depends on the show.
Yeah, it depends on the show. Of course.
because I mean, this show's not quite as popular as Breaking Bad. I mean,
No,
there's
but what
there's no
is?
doubt about
Let's
it.
be real here.
It's not as popular as Breaking Bad.
And what is as good as Breaking Bad?
There's nothing. I don't think there's going to be anything as good as Breaking Bad. If I'm being honest with you.
Well, I mean, that's pretty tough. And then, Jared, you were showing Dragon Ball Super earlier. I hear that show's good. I've seen a couple of episodes, but I really want to get into it. I want to get to the part.
Wait,
Yeah. But I want to
Let me
get to
grab
the tournament arc where they're like battling for the different universes. Yeah, I really want to see Super. And I don't mind GT from what I remember as a kid. I know people hate on that one. I don't mind GT. Yeah, I got to get into Super real
This
good.
was,
Yeah, but
a power.
I was looking through the cast list of Westworld, dude. This
Ed
cast
Harris.
is outstanding. Evan Rachel Wood, Thandie Newton, Jeffrey Wright, James Marsden, Clifton Collins Jr., Luke Hemsworth, Ed Harris, Anthony Hopkins.
Anthony
Tessa Thompson.
Hopkins? The
Yeah,
fuck?
and dude, guess who's in season 3?
Who?
Aaron Paul.
There's no way Jesse is in that show. You're
Yeah,
bullshitting me.
No, he's in season 3 and he's also in season 4.
No, just imagine Jesse as a fucking android going like, I'm a robot, bitch. You know how it was made?
Wait, hold on.
You know how it was made?
Yeah,
With science, bitch.
yeah. Here, let me show you the back really closely. Right there.
I'm holding an assault rifle. It just looks so funny because I just want to picture him saying like, you know how it was made with science, bitch.
I could not imagine him not saying that though, because I mean, it kind of fits his. It kind of would fit like his character
His
Jesse Pinkman in Breaking Bad. I mean, and Frisky sent me this really funny Lego meme video of Breaking Bad, and because I think it's Mike. I think it's Mike. That says, "Hey Walter," it goes back to Walter. He's like, "Put your dick away, Walter." And then a few seconds later, it shows him in his underwear. He's like, "I'm not having sex with you, Walter."
I can't imagine Mike has had much of an entertaining sex life. I'm just saying
That wasn't actually Mike's voice. It
No,
was
no, no.
impersonation of Mike.
I know. It's not like the actual actor who plays Mike. It's an impersonation. I'm just bringing up the character like randomly, on a side note, because you know how bored Mike sounds when he talks about anything? That guy sounds like he has all the adrenaline sucked out of him. I could just imagine him on top of his wife. He's like, oh, that feels great. Yeah. Oh, I'm done.
It feels so great. I'm just he's like, it feels so great. I'm so sarcastic about everything.
Yeah, no, this is totally great. Yeah, give me more. I'm happy in my marriage.
That's what he said.
No.
Oh my god.
God, I love Mike. Mike makes me happy.
Oh, Mike.
Oh, Mike. He's so boring.
But the character in Breaking
But I wouldn't
Bad
want to fuck with
really
him.
makes me happy is obviously Saul Goodman. I mean,
yeah,
I love Saul Goodman.
Saul's great, but the one thing about Mike is that I would not want to fuck with him. He will kill me easily. So
yeah.
You
want to know who else you don't want to mess with? Gus Fring.
No, you would not want to mess with Gus Fring. No, definitely not. No.
Even Todd. Don't mess with Todd.
No. Todd kills kids, man. Fuck that guy.
Yeah, because there's literally an episode in season 5 where he kills a kid.
No, yeah, the kid's just like witnessing it, and without even thinking about anything, he's just like, bam, and he kills him.
He does not show remorse. He literally just kills the kid.
No, fuck Todd. But I'm glad that
but
the actor, I think his name is Clemens, got his start from
Jesse Plemons.
Yeah, I'm glad that he got a start though.
Yeah, but
show.
You want to know the thing? Like Zach pointed this out when I said I made this thing called Todd and the Goons. He was like, let's just call Todd and Friends.
Todd and Friends.
And I'm like,
Todd and Todd and White Trash Friends.
Like, what about like Jesse and White Trash Friends? Because a lot of his friends are basically white trash.
They are, except for that that 1/3 friend. I forget his name. That was early on before Yeah, Tuco's crazy. He sold his trench coat, but the one that wasn't Badger and Skinny Pete. Who was the other one? I forgot his name.
I forgot the other one actually. Believe it or
Yeah,
not.
but he was not. I think he was Hispanic, but Skinny Pete and Badger are white trash for sure. Especially Skinny Pete.
You want to know
like
like
who's his white trash?
you want to know what I think is honestly in the earlier seasons before season 4. You want to know what I think is the most tension-filled episode of the show?
What?
Grilled
Oh yeah.
from season 2, like where Walter and Jesse are taken captive by Tuco.
Oh no, yeah, that was pretty crazy.
And
Was that the
and
one where
fight-
was that
and
the
that-
one where Hank finally went after them and they had to like hide to make sure that they weren't seen by Hank and they had like that shootout? Or am I thinking about it wrong?
I think it was that, but the
'Cause
first
I know that-
episode was when
I know
the
that-
first episode where Hank is actually getting on the case was when Saul Goodman was introduced.
No, but but I would say that the most tension-filled episode is that when they're in the RV and Hank is right outside the door right before they fuck up the RV. I don't remember the name.
That's episode 6 of season
that
3.
that episode's great. I love that episode.
Yeah.
I don't remember them by name, but I love that episode. And then Jared, that's a cool. Hold on one sec.
Cool what?
Cool what?
Now you perceive my interest.
Good tool.
Boy.
Let's see. What do you guys think of Alice in Chains and Red Hot Chili Peppers? Both good bands. Not my favorites. They're both rock bands.
Oh,
Red Hot Chili Peppers
Never
and
heard
Alice
of
in
them.
Chains. I'm not like the biggest fan of them, but I think they're both good bands for a reason. But they're not the
I'm back.
bands that would go back. What's up, man?
What's up? I'm back.
Oh, there you go.
There we go.
Oh yeah, that shootout with Hank and the twins. Yes, the
That
shootout.
was pretty intense. Yeah.
And when they destroy the RV, bro, like
That
bro,
was sad. That was sad. My soul was crushed.
Oh,
I don't. And you know, my dad used to have an RV. Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Guitar.
good band, great band.
Mm. Jared, do you have have you ever uploaded like a collection video?
A what?
You should do one if you haven't. I haven't seen it yet. Like a full collection overview
Yeah,
Of CDs?
of like your movies, your CDs, all that kind of stuff. I'd watch it.
That's coming up in a couple of weeks.
Ah, okay, cool.
and I think I will be having mine on probably New Year's Day. Again, I'm doing it as a live stream. Because,
Will that be a live stream? Because if so, on New Year's Day, I am going to be spending time with fam. But I'll probably catch it like the day after if that's the case. But I mean, that's a pretty
I'll
big
be
collection.
recording in a couple of days. When in January I will put out the video.
I have to see all my blind buys first before I do a collection vid or any vid of any kind, since I don't have videos, unfortunately. Because like I still have like, oh God, I actually have a lot of movies that I bought and I haven't seen yet. Blood Diamond and everything in that 4-film set was one of them, just to give you an idea. But yeah, I have Ron. I need to see that. I have Singing in the Rain. I need to see that. I have a lot of movies I own, but I haven't seen.
there's
yet.
definitely some I still have yet to see, but it's just I kind of put them off to the side and just wait to wait to watch them, just in case if I'm like in the mood to watch them.
Yeah, that's another thing.
Like-
Is I gotta put myself in the mood because there's some films that I buy and I want to watch, but it's like I don't know.
Well,
if
and I also now I'm also getting into buying TV shows too, like on physical media.
yeah,
Because
and I
sometimes I
bought-
feel like if I just buy them, they're sometimes better to watch on the optical disc.
right. And then there's some shows that I bought recently as well. Like I don't know if Jared, since he's more the anime guy, probably knows more about it than me since I'm just getting into it. I bought like Hellsing Ultimate. I still haven't seen that. Outlaw Star and Gungrave. I don't know if you've seen any of those, but I still got to get to those. But then, there's also other shows that I want to watch as well. Like I want to see, Better Call Saul. I know, yeah, I have that Blu-ray. Let me show you real quick. Let me set up my webcam. Everyone keeps telling me that show is sick as hell. Everyone keeps telling me that show is just so good, and I want to watch it because it's like a splatter fest with like.
We'll say this is better than Morbius.
Oh, anything's better than Morbius.
Oh yeah, anything.
Guess
Well-
who bought it? Guess who bought it?
Well, unless you're talking about Mortal Kombat Annihilation, which is even worse.
Okay, that film is pretty dog shit too. I will say, Mortal Kombat Annihilation.
That is the worst film ever made.
I would not go that far. It's one of them. It's one of them.
No, it is, dude. I mean, it's offensive to the Mortal Kombat
Superman
name.
4 exists. Let's put it that way.
You want to know what's another? Ask me what I think is the worst comedy ever made.
What is
Disaster movie.
the disaster? Oh, I thought you said the disaster artist. I was like, what? Oh, okay. Disaster movie.
Disaster movie.
Is that one of
That
those
is the-
spoof films?
Yes, it is the worst comedy ever made, and it's the
I would not
worst
be
parody
surprised.
film ever made.
I hear a lot of those spoof films are shit.
100% agree with.
Because it's just pop culture reference after pop culture reference 101. Like they just throw in pop culture references, just they ham it into you, make you look like an idiot.
Let me see. You know what's one of the worst films I've ever seen? That this is like Mortal Kombat Annihilations is in the top 10 worst films, but this one's like in the top 5. And if you ever watch it, I feel sorry for you. Your eyeballs will never recover, unfortunately. Don't ever watch It's Pat, like ever. And you're like, ever.
jeez.
I had to sit through that because I was curious because people were mentioning how bad it was. And then there's a YouTuber, I don't know if you know his name. His name is Cool Duder. And he was a fan of that movie. I'm like, okay, maybe now I'm curious. I saw it, and I wish I never saw it. It was so bad. It was actually no. I'm glad I saw it because now I know how far the bar can get low. That film is awful, and you know what's
That
even the
is
worst
one
part?
of the worst comedies ever made. It is
No,
absolutely
and
terrible.
I hate the character so much. You want to know what's one of the worst part?
What?
Guess what? It's on Blu-ray. Kino Lorber put it out, I think, in 2019.
They put that on Blu-ray?
You could look it up on Blu-ray.com. You could look it up on Amazon.
I'm not going to because I don't care, and it is a terrible movie.
I'm just trying to prove that I'm not lying. It's that bad. Fuck, It's Pat. Fuck
I'm
that
trying to think of a movie that needs that movie did not need a Blu-ray. That movie could just stay on VHS.
And no, it got a Blu-ray, and it's
What
$11.99.
else needs a Blu-ray?
What else?
What? Oh yeah, Halloween. Oh, actually, now that
You
I'm
know what
thinking
needs
about
a
it-
Blu-ray?
What?
Hold on, because I got my webcam up so you guys can see my ugly face. Hello. All right, let me
That's
go
what she
see
said.
what needs a huh?
That's what she said.
Hey, 1 second, let me show you.
All right.
Fuck. Okay.
All right. Which one is it?
And then, in case you didn't see it, I'm just going to mention Total Drama Island because I don't have it with me. It's my dad's house, but that needs a Blu-ray. This needs a Blu-ray like badly. Let's go. This show's sick. And then I don't
Interesting.
care what people say. I don't care if people say the show's awesome. And rest in peace, JDF. This needs a Blu-ray like fucking pronto. This is my childhood. I love this season. True
I was actually-
Lies needs a
True
US
Lies.
Blu-ray.
Yes. Oh, actually, I
Haven't
thought
seen
of a
that.
good comedy that needs a Blu-ray because
What?
I saw Cody Leach had a Blu-ray for it. I looked it up. There was no actual Blu-ray for it. I was like, what?
What is it?
The Ref with Dennis Leary.
That might have been a bootleg. There's no actual Blu-ray for that movie, as far as I know.
Yeah,
I haven't
'cause,
seen
dude.
it yet,
I mean,
though.
that is one. Dude, you are missing out on a really funny comedy.
You
Where
know,
Dennis Leary's a criminal. He takes a couple people hostage on Christmas Eve.
what's
Like, dude, seriously, he takes a couple people hostage on Christmas Eve, and their relatives show up. It's a freaking riot, bro. It's hilarious.
sorry, guest came over and I was saying bye. What's up? You're saying?
So basically, Dennis Leary is a criminal, and
Mm-hmm.
he takes a couple people hostage, and their relatives show up on Christmas Eve.
Right.
So basically, he takes all of them hostage.
Isn't Kevin Spacey like one of the people?
He was. So basically, Judy Davis and Kevin Spacey are a couple that are honestly at the brisk of getting a divorce.
Oh, and
basically, at one point, after Dennis Leary gets caught stealing from somebody, after he gets caught stealing from a rich guy's house, or trying to at least, yeah, he decides to take a couple hostages.
Okay.
And
where does the
there's
comedy
literally-
part come in?
You never know, dude. I mean, that is actually a comedy,
Oh.
but it is hilarious. I mean, there's literally a scene like when Dennis Leary just pushes them in the chair, like Judy Davis and Spacey,
Mhm.
because he ties them up to the chair, and obviously they're an arguing couple, and he's just like, "You want to have sex with him?"
Mine
That
doesn't
is-
work anymore.
Wait, and there's literally a scene like when Judy Davis is like, "Well, we haven't had it's not the same scene, but it's a different scene. Like when Judy Davis is like, "Well, we haven't had sex in quite a while," and there's literally
That's in
another
every
scene in the movie-
marriage. Get used to it.
Yeah, and then I think it's another scene in it where Dennis Leary is like pointing a gun, and he's like, "What are we, girlfriends here?" And dude, and there's actually a drunk Santa Claus in the movie that literally starts charging after Dennis Leary, and you want to know what he does?
What?
He punches him in the face.
Drunk Santa punches the kidnapper in the face. The
No,
hostage
Dennis
maker.
Leary punches Santa in the face.
He punches Santa Claus in the face. That's fucking sick.
It's a drunk Santa Claus. I mean, it's a drunk guy pretending to be Santa Claus.
Let me see who put out
Obviously.
It's Pat on DVD. I think it was Fox, if I'm not mistaken.
Here's
I mean,
why
not It's Pat, not It's
they
Pat.
see
Blah,
those
blah, blah.
movies.
The ref. Let me.
The ref is
I
by
don't know what-
no, the ref is by Touchstone.
Oh, touch. Okay, so that's
So technically
Disney,
is a
so
Disney
that
property.
may be tough. And then I grew up with Beyblade, the show, so hopefully that gets a Blu-ray. Maybe Discotheque, fingers crossed. But as for the ref, Touchstone. So that is difficult because it's Disney, and Disney hates their older catalog. So maybe. I mean, would it be Disney? Because technically they owned it. Right?
Yeah, they would be. They technically did own Touchstone.
And then for Charles Clayton's question, where's the Blu-ray copy of James Cameron's The Abyss? Well, here's the thing. They did announce, and I haven't seen The Abyss, but I want to, and I love True Lies, and that's another one that needs a U.S. Blu-ray because there's a Spanish Blu-ray that's pressed. James Cameron did announce recently that there's a new remaster of the film The Abyss on 4K that will be screening in IMAX in March of next
I
year.
hope he didn't fuck it up like
Terminator 2.
DC.
Yeah, that was bad. I didn't buy the 4K. It was that bad. I saw screen captures. I was like, no, I don't need it. The color grading was just too awful, and it didn't have the director's cut unless it was the steelbook, and I was like, fuck that.
Yeah,
So-
I have the steelbook. So
The
yeah,
steelbook does
crucify
look
me.
cool though, I will say. But anyways, like yeah, no, so The Abyss. But then again, he's been saying The Abyss and True Lies are gonna come out on Blu-ray forever. So he's kind of full of shit. I'm just saying, like, you know, James Cameron, he keeps saying The Abyss and True Lies are coming out. The Abyss and True Lies are coming out. There's HD prints out there. He just doesn't release them. And now
Yeah,
it's kind of
and you want to know why he's also full of garbage?
why?
Because he thinks that we would see Avatar 2 a second time. Like, okay, yeah, you can go to the bathroom because you're going to come back and see it again. Screw you, James Cameron. Screw you.
I'm actually an Avatar fan, but I do not like his attitude, James Cameron.
And he should cut it down.
Exactly.
Yeah, he needs to
Es-
cut it out because I mean,
Especially
bro,
with
like,
that
let me-
whole
let me tell you
said
this.
about testosterone, and I was like, "Fuck."
Let me tell you
man,
this.
Yeah.
I'm not excited about Avatar 2, but I'm going to see it so that way it's out of the way.
Yeah.
But if I don't like it, I'm not seeing it again.
Does he
Right.
need to
Like
be
like I don't
3
like
hours?
that whole thing that he
No,
has is like if
he's
you don't like it, you have
competing
to see it
against
again.
Endgame because he
Not just
wanted to
that,
film. That's
and
that's
no,
what
and not
he
just
wants.
that.
Uh-huh.
He's trying to beat out Top Gun this year, dude, and there's no way that's gonna happen.
I don't know. I don't know. It's a
Because
possibility.
I'll tell you this
whether
much.
we
I'll tell
like
you
it
this
or not.
much. If Zach Pope is watching this video, hey buddy, bend me your ear.
Mhm.
Top Gun is better than Avatar.
I love Avatar. That's tough for me, dude. I'm sorry.
Happy
I'm sorry. I'm
Chris.
sorry.
No, I'm talking
He's
about
better
Top Gun
than-
Maverick. Technically, I was talking about Top Gun Maverick.
Right.
Because he has Avatar: The Way of Water as his favorite movie of the year, and I'm just like, no, you're full of it, dude.
Well, I am excited
I
for
hear
it, but I don't know if
critics
it's going to be my
are
movie of the
saying
year.
it's better than the Batman and Top Gun Maverick.
Well, guess what? They're full of it.
Well, okay. Well, Soulless Trenchcoat. Tarantino, I don't think is that bad of an ego, and at least Tarantino, I like Tarantino because he has the balls to say what he wants, whereas James
And
Cameron,
at least we understand him. We
I
understand
come from, there's a
Tarantino.
sense of understanding from Tarantino. I don't agree
But
with
it's
his
just James
takes
Cameron
on,
that is just so egotistical.
No, James
Like-
Cameron's got a massive ego, and I can't stand it. And he's one of my favorite directors. Look, I love him as a director, but he has a huge ego. Like, I also don't agree with his Wonder Woman statements when Wonder Woman came out. Like, he said that it wasn't a good movie and they don't know how to write female characters. I'm like, get out of here, dude. Get out of here. Stop it.
Like,
Stop it,
bro,
James Cameron.
you're hypocrite. 'Cause-
No, and look, I don't get it because he's one of the most recognized names in the industry. I don't get it. And look,
But just the way he talks about things
just the
is
way
just
he
insulting
talks
to me.
is like it's very like he and I get it, he's directed some of the finest films in history. He's directed some of my favorite films. I'm not going to question his quality as a director. He's one of my favorites, but his
Yeah,
ego,
I get that, but he's not the
his
greatest
ego is
director of all
just
time.
but his ego is just too much. His ego is just too much. Too much.
Way too much. And dude, if he literally comes out and says he's the greatest director of all time, what do you think I'm gonna say?
Oh, I would not be surprised if he said that.
What do you think I would say though?
Yeah, no. Kiss my ass. I mean,
Actually, even better.
I mean, yeah. I mean, look, I there's other directors I like more than him. I like John Woo more than him. I like Quentin Tarantino more than him. He's
Sam
definitely my
Raimi's
top.
better. Sam Raimi's better than James Cameron.
I think they're tied.
Sam Raimi's films, they actually keep you invested like throughout the majority of the runtime. Like,
right, but
like,
don't get me wrong. He's one of my favorite directors. Objectively, though, there's better directors than him. Like, just through history, there's better directors. Like Akira Kurosawa, which I want to see Akira Kurosawa's films. I want to see.
Akira Kurosawa. You know what? I'm gonna go for this one. Matt Reeves is better than James Cameron.
I don't think so. That I will disagree with.
I love Matt Reeves.
He's a good director, though. He's a very good director.
Like, none of his films that I've seen so far, I've disliked. I've loved all of his movies that I've seen from him.
I would disagree.
And then Soulless Trenchcoat, I agree with your take on the Bruce Lee. I mean, it's not that it's like after his death that's disrespectful. I just don't think Bruce Lee had an ego, from what I hear. I mean, I like that Tarantino will say what he wants, but I just don't think that the Bruce Lee thing made sense because, from what I hear, he wasn't that egotistical. But it's not that because he's dead. It's because I just don't see it that he has an ego. I don't think
It's
Bruce
just
Lee
James
ever had
Cameron is way more egotistical. Like,
James Cameron's way more though. Oh my
like
god,
bro, like if he's just gonna keep on being so egotistical, I'm gonna lose respect for him completely.
I mean, as a filmmaker, I respect him. As a person, I don't know. I'm very iffy on him.
That's exactly, because sometimes, like, if you're gonna be that
you could even
like,
argue that his wife is almost better than him in terms of directing in some parts. Like his wife made Near Dark, The Hurt Locker. I mean,
Catherine Bigelow.
Yeah, Catherine Bigelow.
She made Point Break.
Point Break's okay. Now here's the hot take. You don't like Point Break. It's not that I don't like Point Break, it's that I want to give it a rewatch because I was not the biggest fan of Point Break. I want to give it a rewatch though because I want to give it a better chance. But
That is one of my favorite action movies, bro. That is one of my favorite action movies.
Speed is one of my favorite action movies.
I'm trying to think of another director that I would actually like to see more of. Like, I mean, hold on. Honestly, I'm just. This is all subjective. So
Yeah, no, this is all opinion. No one's objectively.
So
Actually,
if you just
so
think-
with
if you
that being said, I'm not gonna go after what's an objectively better director because it's all a matter of taste. This is all subjective.
yeah, because if you think I'm on crack,
Because Uwe Boll's a better
you,
director than because Uwe Boll's a better director than all of them.
Yeah,
I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
But if
Uwe Boll
if you
sucks.
guys think I'm on crack just for saying that, I see you, Kal-El Daily, in the chat for thinking I'm on crack.
Is
Screw
he
you.
a troll or is he like a buddy of yours?
He's a buddy of mine, but it's all love. But you know what? Honestly, I'm just gonna be straight up honest about these few takes. I will watch more of Tim Burton stuff over James Cameron, to be honest with you, because Tim Burton shaped my childhood.
Maybe
he really did.
Maybe
honestly, he is one of the big. He's one of the biggest parts of my childhood. And that's I don't know if I would honestly be as big on film as I am now without Tim Burton.
Okay, Tim Burton's a pretty good director. He's a great director. He's a great director. I'll say that. I haven't seen enough of his films. I love the '89 Batman. I love Batman Returns. Edward Scissorhands is great, even though he didn't direct it. Even though it's Henry Selick, I love A Nightmare Before Christmas.
James and the Giant Peach is another one that he produced but not directed.
I've never seen Beetlejuice. Yeah.
But
now it's getting real complicated.
Honestly, I mean, people are probably going to hate me for this, but I have a high nostalgia factor with Charlie and the Chocolate Factory.
I like that remake. I don't hate it.
Everybody hates that movie. I'm just
I've seen the original. I've seen the original. It's been a while, but I've seen the original. It's a great movie. I got to go back and revisit it. But the remake's good. It's a good remake. It's colorful. It's fun. It's vibrant.
I get that Johnny Depp is weird. I get that Johnny Depp is weird.
But that adds to the charm of the character.
That was the point of the original Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory. That Gene Wilder was weird. So I don't know what you guys are. I will say
this though. This is just a personal take. This is not a flaw of any kind. But in both versions. And mind you, the original version I haven't seen in years, but in both versions, as a kid, for some reason, I used to close my eyes when the girl turned blue and blew up. I used to get scared for some reason.
Oh, no.
No, I got scared. I was like, oh, no, she's going to turn giant. She's going to turn into a fat balloon, and now she's going to roll after them. Oh, no. I got scared. I don't know why.
Let's see. Soulless Fresco has some good ones right here. Top 5 favorite directors. Sam Raimi. Nice. Dude, Richard Donner.
Richard Donner's very underrated.
Rest in peace, Richard Donner. Todd Browning. Kevin Smith, baby. I love me some Kevin Smith.
I haven't seen most of his films, Kevin Smith, but
and then number 5, Joe Dante. I love Joe Dante.
I like Joe Dante. That's tough. Top 5 directors is tough. I'd have to think about it. Even though I did talk shit about him, James Cameron would be number 5. Even though, again, as an ego, it's not hypocritical because I've made it clear before. I'm a fan of his films and just not a fan of his ego. John Woo's my favorite director. I don't care what anyone says. John Woo's my all-time favorite director. John Carpenter's on that list.
Honestly, for me, Tim Burton would be top 3 for me because, like I said, he was the one that honestly made me a bigger film fanatic than I am now.
John Carpenter would be on the list for sure.
Yeah, John Carpenter's top 10. I wouldn't really say top 5.
That's fair.
But honestly, top 3 also, I would also have to go with James Gunn.
I don't know.
James Gunn is one of my favorite directors.
Earlier, I like James Gunn, but he just hasn't made enough films for me to put him top.
I know, but for the films that I've seen from the dude, I'm like, yeah, depending on how many more we see from him. Yeah. I don't care. I mean, I love the man to pieces. I love James Gunn.
Quentin Tarantino's my second favorite director, hands down.
Yeah, Quentin Tarantino, I'd say, is number 4 for me.
I'm looking at my list, and
but
Honestly, John McTiernan would be on the list pretty high. I love John McTiernan. I'm looking at my list of films rated by directors.
this one, like my number one, is honestly kind of tough for me, to be honest with you. Like I don't know exactly like which ones would all like be my number one. Like I have like a few that are in the running spot for number one. Like one of them would be Steven Spielberg.
Steven
Of course,
Spielberg's really good.
I still have yet to see his newest film, The Fabelmans.
I actually want to see The Fabelmans. It looks quite good.
It looks amazing.
But my thing with Spielberg is that I don't know, for some reason I'm just not into his modern stuff as much. I like his older stuff a little bit better. You know, I don't know.
Fair
I
enough,
didn't see
but,
Bridge of Spies. I didn't see The Post. I don't know. I mean, I'm
see,
not as big into
another good one.
newer- Yeah,
But yeah, also Sam Raimi is another one for sure.
Sam
I love Sam
Raimi.
Raimi.
probably top 10 for me now that I think about it. He's probably top 10. It's formulating.
Scott Derrickson's another one. Scott Derrickson would be another one for me.
I saw that coming, but I,
love
can
Scott
see
Derrickson.
why.
I'm
He's a good
sorry,
director.
I don't care. I love
No,
Scott
it's not-
Derrickson.
No, I see why. He's a good director.
I mean, and plus, to me, he doesn't make generic horror movies like most like modern horror directors do. He actually brings something fresh to the table.
I still don't agree with your take on Doctor Strange being top 3, but
Sorry. That's the one that made me a bigger Marvel fan, so don't judge me.
I'm not judging you. I'm just busting chops. That's what I do.
Let's see. Another good one. Joe Carnahan is another really good director.
Okay.
The guy that directed Smoking Aces.
Okay.
He's a really good action director, bro. He knows how to direct action.
I
Wes
want to see
Craven.
Cop Shop that he did. I want to see
Wes
Cop
Craven's
Shop.
another good one.
I like Wes Craven.
Christopher Nolan.
Yep, Christopher Nolan, of course.
Christopher Nolan's pretty good. I like Christopher.
Alfred
Denis
Hitchcock.
Villeneuve is in the top 5. 100%.
Denis
Denis
Villeneuve.
Villeneuve. Thank you for reminding me. I forgot about Denis Villeneuve. Is such
Thank
a
you,
good
thank
director.
you, Charles. And honestly,
He is
I'll
top.
watch more Denis Villeneuve's films over James Cameron's, to be honest with you. Like,
I love
Dude.
Denis Villeneuve. Oh my god, Enemy. Oh my god, Prisoner, Sicario. Oh.
Dune, bro. Dune was amazing.
I gotta rewatch Dune because my thing is that I couldn't hear very well because I was in an airplane and I could not hear any of the audio because my headphones sucked. So
Oh.
I got it. Yeah,
That's
no. So
fine.
it's not that I didn't
Scorsese-
like the film or not. It's I couldn't hear it very well.
Martin Scorsese is another great choice. I mean, who doesn't love Martin Scorsese?
Let me think. Who else would be in my top? I'm trying to look over my
Oh, this is a good choice. Ty West is Daniel's top 3.
X and Pearl are the only things I've seen from him, so I can't really.
The House of the
comment too
Devil
much.
also is another film from Ty West, which
I want to see House of the Devil. Oh, speaking of Denis Villeneuve, Arrival's really damn good too. I like Arrival. I want to see
Arrival.
I want to see his earlier films like Polytechnic and Ensembles. I want to see those two. Those two look really good.
on Sonny's. Yes, I definitely need to see that.
Actually, let me add Ensembles to my Letterboxd watch list.
I'll definitely
Oh,
add that one.
Kim Ji Woon would be an honorable mention, even though I
Kim-
still need to see Tale of
Kim
Two
Ji-woon?
Sisters. Kim Ji Woon. He did I Saw the Devil.
Oh, yup. That is one of my favorite movies.
I
love
love
that
Why
one.
is your Letterboxd?
I love that film, and I love A Bittersweet Life. I love The Last Stand. It's one of
I would
Arnold's most
also.
underrated films.
I mean, here's another. I'm trying to think of another really.
I want to say
under-
Shane Black, but half his films are good, half his films are bad. If we're talking about a director, The Nice Guys and Kiss Kiss Bang Bang are great. Iron Man 3 is great. I don't care what anyone says. The Predator sucks. I like Iron Man 3. I love Iron Man 3.
I'm sorry, Iron Man 3 sucks.
I can
I
respect
think
that
that movie's
opinion.
terrible.
I can respect that opinion.
The
but I will
The
be
Coen brothers are definitely amongst my favorites of all time.
Gotta get more
I
into the Coen
love the
brothers.
Coen brothers.
even though
Am I the
I've
only
seen-
one who gives a shit about the rules? Market zero.
David
Call the
Lynch.
cops, man, put the piece away. Market
Papa
zero.
Peter Jackson.
Shut the fuck up, Danny.
Peter Jackson's a good choice. I love
Peter Jackson, especially his earlier films. Like if we're talking like
Dead
Lord
Alive?
of the Rings, Bad Taste, Dead Alive. I love Bad Taste and Dead Alive. Dead Alive is like one of my
King Kong,
favorite.
dude. King Kong. I don't care what anybody says.
I like
love
his
King
version
Kong.
of King Kong. I would say Michael Dougherty is one of my favorite directors.
Oh,
as well.
dude, the director of Krampus and Trick or Treat.
Yeah,
Oh.
I would say he's pretty good. Let me think. Who else? Godzilla vs
oh,
Kong director. He directed The Guest and You're
Adam
Next.
Wingard.
Adam Wingard would be up there just
Yeah,
for
the guy
those
that
two
directed The
films.
Guest and You're Next.
Just for The Guest and You're Next, he'd be up there alone because those films are just so solid.
Hiro Miyazaki.
Hayao
Hayao
Miyazaki.
Miyazaki.
He's a good director. I like
David
Didn't he
Cronenberg.
do Spirited Away? I think he did
He
Spirited
did
Away.
Yeah,
Spirited
Hayao
Away.
Miyazaki did
House.
Spirited Away.
I want to see
House
Nausicaa
Moving
that he
Castle.
did. I want to see Nausicaa. I hear that film's pretty good.
David Cronenberg is one of my favorite directors, even though his latest film sucked.
I like some Cronenberg films. Wait. Do you mean the newest film he did? Crimes of the Future?
That film was terrible. Like,
I've heard so many mixed things.
if you want my personal recommendation, I'd say don't watch it.
I'll keep that in mind,
Terrible.
but I'm still kind of curious about it. I'm just gonna go and
Just don't do it because dude, when I hear this line, right away, it's just like I'm done.
His son
Surgery is the new
shows
sex.
talent. Surgery's not the new sex. What the fuck? That's him being too edgy. Surgery
Dude,
is not the new sex.
Dude, that's why. Dude,
Surgery.
that's why I'm
That's
telling you
just
not to
sounding
watch
artsy
that.
just for the sake of being artsy. I'm sorry. That there's no sense in that statement. What the fuck? Surgery is the new sex. God.
Yeah, that line comes out of Kristen Stewart's mouth. I'm just like, no.
If that's the case, then Kim Kardashian knows everything about sex. Surgery's the new sex.
But yeah, I don't. But
And
I
as for
but I
Meet the
heard from my buddy
Feebles, I gotta see
Fritzky
it.
that his version of Crash was terrible.
Isn't Crash the one where they get off at car crashes?
But it's basically car crashes and sex. That's basically what it is.
That's a weird thing. That's a weird fetish for a movie as well.
Oh, dude, I cannot forget about this guy.
Dude,
I did a review series based on this director, Wes
Dude.
Anderson.
Okay.
I love.
I
Wes
gotta see
Anderson
more
to
of his
pieces.
films. Walter
Um,
Hill, the more films I've
oh.
seen from Walter Hill,
I want you to guess what my favorite Wes Anderson movie is.
I gotta see more of his films, but is it Moonrise Kingdom or
Wow, lucky guess, bro. You got it. It's
Really?
Moonrise Kingdom.
I was just random because I don't know much of that.
Because
I was assuming it was
I
gonna
love
be-
the character of Scoutmaster Lord, which is played by Edward Norton in the movie. I mean, I love that character.
Yeah, I gotta see more of Wes Anderson's stuff because I just hear his films are very
See,
good.
another good director that I have to point out.
One director that I feel like is very underrated lately that doesn't talk that I think is becoming really good. He's not like one of the greatest, but he's really good. Is Joe Bagos. He is a
Joe
really
Begos, yeah, Joe Begos, the guy that did
He's really
the guy that did
underrated.
Bliss and VFW.
Yeah, and his newest film, Christmas Bloody Christmas, is sick. I cannot recommend.
Oh, dude, I literally just forgot about this. This is the
Uh-huh.
one director. I think this actually might be my favorite director of all time because
Really?
there,
Is it Danny
ev-
Boyle?
not that. There's
Because I'm
every
assuming
single
because
film.
of Trainspotting. That's why.
Not just that. It's not really that, but
Okay.
every single film I have seen from this guy is flawless.
Then that's a huge one. That's a huge one.
It's Edgar Wright.
Really?
Every single film I have seen from Edgar Wright is flawless.
I gotta see more of his films. I've seen Baby Driver and I've seen Hot Fuzz, and I've seen Scott Pilgrim versus the World. But I don't
That's my
remember
favorite.
much about them. I gotta go back to those very soon because I like.
yeah,
this,
I think
want to
Edgar
see
Wright-
Last Night in Soho. I want to see Last Night in Soho pretty quickly.
So
I know
that
you're
might
gonna
be
go.
why Edgar Wright might be my favorite director of all time because every single film I've seen from him is flawless.
You know, he had like a lost film that I think never got released or something like that. It was like a Western or something like that.
I don't know which one it is, but I think another person that's getting close is actually creeping up to be one of my favorite directors. The more I think about his films, Robert Eggers.
You know what? I love The Lighthouse. I'm very mixed on The Northman. I think it's shot
What about The
beautifully.
Witch?
I have not seen The Witch yet. I have not seen The Witch yet.
okay.
So that may be the tiebreaker, but I love The Lighthouse. The Lighthouse is such a good movie.
I've never seen those three films.
Huh?
Yeah.
You're missing out, dude. You're missing out.
Well, no. It actually depends. If you can get into slow burners, he can be good. If not, and believe me, I'm a big picky person about slow burners, but I thought The Lighthouse was really worth it. And The Northman, I want to give another chance to. I want to give another chance to The Northman because I feel like
Here's another great director. I mean, most of his films have been either been really all three of his films have been really good, ranging from really good to amazing. Jordan Peele.
That's where I'm going to disagree because Get Out was great. Us, I'm not a fan of. Nope, I thought was average. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I think he's an overrated director. I don't know what to tell you. I could just feel this evening. I'm not doing this to say a hot take. I genuinely think he's overrated.
I understand your opinion, but I mean,
I know.
But moving on.
Moving on. Wait, Jared, what is your favorite director? Is Hayao Miyazaki the one, or is there anybody else that comes to mind to you?
That's a tough one.
Ooh, dude.
I'm my favorite director. I am my favorite director.
But yeah, Tim. I mean, obviously, like I keep saying a million times right now, Tim Burton's one of my favorite directors for sure.
I can see why.
I think honestly, a director I don't think gets enough credit right now. Alex Garland, I think, is a really underrated director.
I've only seen Ex Machina, to be fair.
You have to check out Annihilation.
I want to see Annihilation. It looks good.
Let's see. Oh, dude. I think
Mhm.
Guillermo del Toro is one of my favorite directors for sure.
I love Pan's Labyrinth. I love Pacific Rim. I don't care what anyone says. I love Pacific Rim.
Yes, thank you. I
People
love
just
Pacific Rim.
bitch about Pacific Rim so fucking much.
Is there a
Because
watch
Because of the
along for that?
sequel.
We should do a watch along for that. That movie's sick.
Yes.
And people are like, "Oh, it's just a dumb robot movie." I'm like, "What the? He loves kaiju movies. That's the whole point, you idiots." I love Pacific Rim. That's a great movie.
I love Nightmare Alley from last year.
I gotta see Nightmare Alley. I gotta see more of Guillermo's films. I gotta see Pinocchio. He did.
Yeah, Pinocchio was incredible. I love.
It looks
Pinocchio.
way better than the new one that came out. That's for fucking sure.
And you want to know what? Ewan McGregor is a better casting choice than Joseph Gordon-Levitt is Jimmy Cricket anyway.
I'm sure. I'm
Dude,
sure he is.
Ewan McGregor he steals every
actor,
scene.
Right?
Yeah, he is. I mean, Ewan McGregor is my favorite actor of all time. I mean, he's the one that honestly kind of inspired me to look into more smaller films.
Because he started out indie.
Yeah, exactly. And when I watched Trainspotting, I was like, I need to look more into.
You know
into
who's the one
filmography.
person who doesn't like Ewan McGregor? Anakin Skywalker at the end of episode 3. I hate you. I hate you. I'm sorry. I'm making an episode 3.
Hayden Christensen.
Hayden Christensen hates him. I love Ewan McGregor. I don't get the dude's problem. The Hellboy movies that Guillermo directed, I enjoy both of those.
Oh, I love both of those.
Not the new one that was directed by the guy who did Dog Soldiers
and The Descent.
Yay!
But the problem is.
What?
You want to know what the problem is?
What?
I don't even think that's even his movie.
You don't think that's Neil Marshall's movie?
That feels like the studio's movie.
I'm sure there was a lot of fuckery going on.
Because that movie, like,
okay, I mean, it
that movie
has
faced a lot of studio interference.
You could tell, yeah.
That's why I don't feel like that's really Neil Marshall's movie.
But I feel like that's kind of what toppled his career downward. And it's a shame since I love Dog Soldiers. That movie is sick.
And I love.
I gotta see The Descent. My mom loves that movie. I gotta see it.
I'm trying to think of another.
Here's the director that I wish was better, but is not good. Even though I could tell that he has a passion, is Eli Roth. He could be a good director, but I don't think he is.
I like some of his. I mean, the Green.
I like
Inferno
Hostel
was
1.
Okay.
I don't like the Green Inferno. I like the remake to Death Wish, believe it or not. I don't care what people say. I like Cabin Fever 1. Don't like Cabin Fever 2, even though it wasn't his movie. I like Hostel 1. Hate Hostel 2. And yeah, I'm mixed on Eli Roth. Eli Roth is very mixed.
I've seen all. I like the first 2 Hostel films, but 3 is the worst.
3 is dog shit.
Good Hostel 3 is one of the worst films I've ever seen in my life.
Yo, you want to talk about good horror directors that people just... I don't think he's underrated, but I feel like he's getting more hate than anything else. James Wan.
Dude. And you want a hot take? You want a hot take?
What?
I prefer Malignant over The Conjuring.
I do too.
I prefer The Malignant over
Dude,
all the
Fist bump,
Conjuring
dude.
movies.
Fist bump.
I
Fist bump,
prefer
bro.
Malignant over all the Conjuring movies. All the Conjuring movies. All three of them. I prefer
I
Malignant.
cannot really say because I haven't seen it.
That movie is sick. I have the 4K.
That movie
You
is
just showed it.
bananas. Dude.
It's crazy. I think I was the one that enjoyed it the most out of my parents. And you know what's crazy is that the trailers to that movie were not good, and the movie was great. Hold on one
Like
second.
the movie, like the trailers make you think that it's just going to be this kind of low rent horror film, but when you get into the film, it is balls to the walls insane.
Oh no! And then my theater had like D-box, so like the chair shakes whenever there's like an action scene, and it was great. And it reminded me of a Giallo. It reminded me of like an 80s horror creature feature a little bit, which I'm not going to spoil it. This movie is great, and I went into it completely blind, which is how you should see this movie. Do not even look up a synopsis towards this movie. This movie is great to those who haven't seen it. This is one of his best films. I like Saw a little bit more, but honestly,
I think his best movie is Insidious.
I think I like this a little bit more, and I like Insidious. I like Insidious 1. I haven't seen the sequels, but I think this is better. This movie is great. And this cover's way better than the Blu-ray artwork. Look at this.
I agree,
gorgeous.
but I really wish I had the 4K for that.
I think you can still get it on Amazon. But here's what pissed me off is that they released a Blu-ray first, and then they released a 4K months after the Blu-ray came out. So I almost bought the Blu-ray and then was probably going to have to double dip. But yeah, this movie's great. I also like Death Sentence he did. That's a really underrated film.
I need to check out Death Sentence. I've heard great things about that one.
It's a very good revenge film. Very, very good.
Yeah, I know it's a revenge film with Kevin Bacon.
Yeah, Kevin Bacon. He does a great job.
Let's see. What's another great director? Ari Aster. I love Ari Aster.
I like Ari Aster. I think Hereditary is... He's the director, though, that I feel like you have to see his movies twice in order to appreciate them. Because Hereditary I didn't like the first time, but then I watched it the second time, and I love Hereditary. Now, Midsommar, I saw the first time, and I was disturbed. The second time, I want to watch it. I want to watch Midsommar again. But I love Ari Aster. I think he's a great director. I think that he genuinely creeps me out with his movies.
Yeah, that's the reason why I love his films, because they're actually creepy. They don't actually feel like they're just wasted.
No. Hereditary, look, I don't get scared easily, but Hereditary is actually genuinely creepy. And I get it. It's easy to get for people to hype up that movie so much, but it really is a good movie. Oh, Michael Mann. Michael Mann's a good director.
Dude, Collateral is one of my favorites, bro. And
Collateral, hot take, is his best movie. Even better.
You want to know what I think is his best movie? Heat.
I would put that. Heat is great, but I think it's a tiny bit overrated. But I love Heat. I think Heat's great. I have the Blu-ray to Heat. I just don't have the 4K yet. I don't know if I'm gonna get it or not. But yeah, Heat's a good one. I think what else have I seen of Michael Mann's? I love Miami Vice. I don't know if you've seen that movie. Miami Vice is a great movie. I have the show. How is the transfer? Because I've heard so many mixed things.
I'm on the island that thinks this is a really good transfer.
Because I saw the flesh tones, they look very orangey. But I haven't seen the.
I felt like that was kind of that's kind of the point though for this movie, honestly.
Oh, okay.
But I have not seen Miami Vice yet. I have it, but I haven't seen it.
I also like The Keep. I don't care what people say. I like The Keep. Even though he hates it, he hates The Keep, but I like The Keep.
Dude, here's another director that I think is honestly slowly creeping to be one of my favorite horror directors now, even though he's only directed like 2 movies in the past year. Yeah. David Bruckner. The guy that directed The Night House and the new Hellraiser.
Oh, yeah. I love The Night House. Still got to see Hellraiser. But
dude, I love both of those movies. But
I'm gonna take your word on Hellraiser since I'm skeptical. Since I know you like it, I'm gonna take your word on it. And I'm gonna check it out on Hulu soon. Because I love The Night House.
But the thing with both of those films, I have the same issue with both of them. That is the ending.
I like the ending to The Night House. I
felt like with what they did, I wish they kind of just left it up to the audience's imagination. Like left a little bit more ambiguity.
They kind of did with The Night House, a little bit, but they didn't completely. But my mom doesn't like the second half to that movie as much as the first half, and that's not something she says often about movies.
I love The Night House.
I love The Night House too. I have it on Blu-ray.
I do too.
I think
I
that
got it for,
movie
I
is
actually got it
great.
for Christmas last year.
Nice.
My
Um,
my grandmother gave it to me for Christmas.
that's a good
I mean,
Christmas gift. It's a very good.
I
gift.
had it on my Christmas list, but I didn't think that'd be the one she would give me.
That's a movie that I didn't think I was gonna like as much as I did, but I saw it and I was like, wow, this is worth the hype. This is a pretty damn good movie.
Like I just heard the title and I was like, this sounds like a really generic horror movie.
Yeah, you hear the title and you're like, oh god, it's gonna be one of those Blumhouse horror movies, but it's not. It's not even made by Blumhouse. I'm just using that as an example.
As an example, yeah, I mean, I get that.
Yeah.
It kind of sounded like a Blumhouse title.
Yeah, but it's really good. It's better.
I mean, I love. I mean, that's the reason why I'm saying David Bruckner is becoming one of my favorite directors. Like working today because he knows he knows how to create horror.
And look, and I know it's easy to say 2 films, but if they get off to a good start, they can make more and more good films. So,
Dude,
Ryan Johnson is a mixed bag for me, hardcore.
I love Ryan Johnson. I mean, dude, you want to know something? That dude directed a few episodes of Breaking Bad.
Okay, that makes me like him a little bit more. As long as he didn't direct the Fly episode, we're good.
Actually, he did.
Fuck, of course he did. Of course he did. Of course that asshole did. He just knows how to ruin everything. What'd you say, Jared?
And The Last Jedi.
And even directed The Last Jedi. And hot take, I don't like Knives Out. I think Knives Out is very overrated.
I'm out.
No. I'm being honest because I like Brick. I love Brick, though. I will say this. I love Brick. But I do
hot
not
take.
like...
Wasn't very that good.
Huh? I didn't hear you.
It wasn't very that good.
You don't think Brick is that good?
Nope.
What? So good. It's like
I kind of find it boring.
I'm sorry.
You know what?
And you want
It's
to know
one
what?
of those movies that I liked
what?
a little bit in theaters, but I didn't like it the more I thought about it. And what's up, Luke? Talk to me.
I love this movie. Sorry.
Where's my shotgun?
Okay,
I'm
no,
sorry,
wait.
I love The Last Jedi. That is.
No, wait. This is where Jared, hold on to the shotgun, but don't put it away because this is the real question. What are your thoughts on Rise of Skywalker?
It's good, but
Get the
no one
shotgun.
as good as The Last Jedi.
Get the shotgun, Jared. I'm just kidding.
But my biggest problem with The Last Jedi is that they didn't have a plan.
They did not have a plan.
No, I didn't mean to say The Last Jedi. Rise of Skywalker.
No, they didn't have a plan for that one either. That was just trying to pick up the pieces from what Ryan Johnson.
And plus, it's
certain characters are a little bit dumb.
And I felt like that movie was just made just for fan service and just nothing else. It didn't even feel like J.J. Abrams even had like a passion for it.
And then let's look at else
fan service.
What Ryan? Okay, I kind of like Looper. I don't mind.
Looper is one of my favorite time travel movies. I do
want to see the Glass Onion. I do want to see that because even though I don't like
Glass Onion is going to be awesome. I'm calling it.
I think it's going to be better than the original because again, I'm not a fan of the original Knives Out. I think it's overrated because there's like a point in the middle where it stopped becoming after my disappointment. Okay, I will say this: Knives Out's better than Last Jedi. I will say that, but I do like Brick. I think Brick is a great movie, though. One of Joseph Gordon-Levitt. Damn you, dude, for having such a long name. But no, that I got. He's also one of my favorite actors. I think he's a great actor. I love The Night Before. I love 50-50, and
unless you're talking to a freaking Jiminy Cricket.
Okay, maybe not in Pinocchio. Fair enough.
He was terrible in Pinocchio. He was terrible.
I heard also Tom Hanks wasn't very good in the film.
I thought Tom Hanks was fine as Geppetto. I mean, he was a great casting choice, but I mean, he was fine for what he was given. But for God's sakes, they wasted him completely.
And then the CGI in that movie looks so fucking awful.
You want to know what? I was excited for it, honestly. I was excited for what the trailers gave me. I was like, okay, I like where this is going. But then when I get into the movie, it's a shot-for-shot remake.
And that's the thing. Why do people make shot-for-shot remakes anymore? I don't get it. I don't
It
fucking
should
get
not
it.
even, dude. Dude, that movie should not even exist.
Well, you know they're not going to stop, right?
Because,
How did Robert Zemeckis make that movie? That doesn't make sense to me. It doesn't make sense.
dude, and seriously, shot for
How?
shot remakes do not need to exist. Because freaking, I think Psycho was the one that started that trend of
I
shot for shot
refuse
remakes.
to watch that remake. I refuse
It's
to
horrendous.
watch.
And dude, it's from the guy that made Good Will Hunting.
Yeah, Gus Van Sant.
Oh.
I shocked at him.
Oh.
But you know what? The sad part is that everyone screws up eventually.
And guess what?
What?
Vince Vaughn as Norman Bates is honestly one of, if not the worst casting choice of all time.
I mean, okay, but to be fair, does anyone ever think that Vince Vaughn is scary? Like, if Vince Vaughn broke into my house, he'd be like, "So, I'm gonna kill you right now. Is that okay? I'm gonna put this knife through your chest, Steven." That's what Vince Vaughn would be like if he was an intruder. He would just stumble his way into my house like that.
Exactly, and
he is not intimidating as Norman Bates, I'm sure.
No, he was not. Because it doesn't fit him at all. And the Omen from 2006.
Oh my god!
And
I'm sorry you had to witness these remakes.
Honestly, thinking about it, I think the Omen remake might even be worse than the Psycho 1998 remake.
Damn.
Because, dude, and plus, I can kind of give the Psycho remake a pass, even though it's a terrible movie, because it's made by the guy that did Good Will Hunting, so I can forgive him for that.
Right.
But John Moore is one of the worst directors I have ever seen, because he directed the Max Payne movie with Mark Wahlberg, which was god awful, and he ruined one of the best franchises ever with A Good Day to Die Hard.
That movie's horrible.
So yeah,
I had to sit through that movie in theaters. That's how fucking bad it was.
My condolences, but so yeah, John Moore, you are a horrible director. So
how do you feel that Forrest Gump remake?
They don't need to make it.
Never,
Forrest Gump shouldn't even be touched.
I hope it never happens. How?
Bollywood.
Huh? Bollywood?
It shouldn't even
remake.
Seriously.
Of course they did. You know why?
Shot for shot.
Listen. People think America is the only place that makes bad remakes. So does Bollywood. They remade Old Boy. No, not Old Boy in Bollywood. They remade The Man from Nowhere, I think, in Bollywood. But yeah,
wait.
Let me guess.
I was gonna say I like the Old Boy remake. I'm sorry.
I don't ever want to see that remake because I love the original so much.
Oh, dude, here's another good director that Bruce pointed in here. Joel Schumacher.
I think he's a great director. I think that
But the biggest problem is that everybody remembers him for both Batman Forever and Batman and Robin.
The Lost Boys, cry, little sister.
The Lost Boys is great. Phone Booth is honestly my favorite film from Joel Schumacher. It's simple. 81 minutes for a guy that is stuck in a phone booth on one call. It's simple, a super simple concept in 81 minutes. Perfect.
Soul's Country. I agree. Every country has bad remakes, and that's another point that you brought up. Why do movies? Do you ever get the feeling that not every movie needs to be 2.5 hours long? A simple 80-minute thriller, like what you just described, can work. Like, what's your opinion on that? Like with Phone Booth, like an 81-minute thriller. What is your opinion on modern runtimes?
It's hit and miss.
It's hit and miss. Okay. I'm in the same camp.
I'm going to say this because for me, for something like with Black Panther, Wakanda Forever, it's 2 hours and 41 minutes. I feel like that movie honestly earns all of its runtime.
Yeah. Well, I disagree a little bit since I'm not a fan of Wakanda Forever as much, but I can see where you're coming from since they're going over like a strife between two different fictional nations, and I like that. That's the part where it's kind of earned. So in that aspect, I can agree a little bit. But
I'm trying to think of another one where it's. I'm trying to think of another one. That on like that one that really earned its runtime, like for over 2.5. I think Eternals honestly earned its runtime.
I gotta see Eternals. I was a little bit burned out for a while, but I gotta see Eternals. Blood Diamond earned its runtime. Blood Diamond definitely earned its runtime.
I think
No, it should have been a
Spider-Man No
TV
Way
show.
Huh? What TV show?
Eternals should have been a TV show.
Really? What is your take on that, Luke? Do you think it should have been a TV show?
It could have been, but I felt like with what they were given, I was not mad about. So I mean, I wasn't turning in a bunch of
A
crybabies like
lot of
everybody
people
else
would
was.
disagree.
But I mean, I kind of see where
I don't know
Jared's
why.
coming
Hey,
from.
Jared,
with that,
Jared, you want to
because
know why people are? You want to know why people would disagree with that? Because they're a bunch of freaking crybabies.
Well, I don't know if that doesn't make someone a cryberry necessarily. That's more so a criticism. It depends on how one comes off with said criticism. That makes him a cryberry.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry for anybody that hates Eternals. You guys are just coming off like a bunch of crybabies. I'm sorry.
Again, it depends on how they come off. If they're respectful about their opinion, then I can be cool with it. But if they're going to
I'm talking about the people that are not respectful about their.
oh,
opinion.
okay, then they're crybabies, 100%.
But if it's like movies and trains, he's always respectful about the opinion.
Yeah, no,
so.
and Jared and you guys are as well. And then Souls
Trench Coat. People that are.
Mm-hmm.
But if people are just going to be like, yeah, I can't respect your opinion because you don't have the same opinion as me. Shut up.
Yeah, no, those people are stupid. Those people are dumb. They think that because their opinion is different than ours that they can't be friends. And that's all. I've never understood that take. Like, we differ, but what does that matter? Like,
exactly,
I think Die Hard is a Christmas movie, and I know you don't, but I respect your opinion, even though I disagree with it hardcore.
And trying to think of another good one. I'm trying to think for a second.
Before you go on to that, I will agree with Souls Trenchcoat. Every country has bad remakes. It's not just America, unfortunately. We'll all fail. We'll all copy off each other. It's reality. But continue.
I was trying to think of a good. I was trying to think of a hot take.
Here's a bad remake.
What?
What?
What's a bad remake?
Let Me In.
I have not seen Let Me In.
That's pure garbage.
You're bugging, bro. I'm sorry. You're bugging.
The original is way more better.
I want to see the original Let the Right One In.
That is great, but I'm sorry. I love the remake. Sorry.
Well, it depends.
Actually, I mean, I know some people. I know a lot of people will probably disagree with me on this. It's kind of a controversial take. I think The Matrix Resurrections is the best sequel out of the entire series.
Haven't seen it.
One of my buddies would say, "Oh, Revolutions is the best sequel." No, get out of here. Revolution sucks. It's insulting to the Matrix lore.
And then this is another good point that Souls Trenchcoat makes, and this is I agree with you. I'll mess with people playfully over a different opinion. Yeah, I love fucking with people over a different opinion, and I'll debate and disagree, but all in a good taste. I won't have it exactly. Why would I hate someone just for a difference of opinion?
Exactly. I mean, unless if they're just being a jerk about it, then I would hate them.
Unless they're Scientologists, then I'll hate them. No, not even then. I love Tom Cruise. I love you, Tom Cruise.
Trying to think of another good take here.
Here's a hot take. I think the Friday the 13th remake is better than the original Friday the 13th.
Fair.
Not better than Part 6.
I'm not agreeing with you, but that's fair.
Not better than Part 6. Not better than Part 5. Not better than Part 4. But better than Part 1 and better than Part 2. I will put it up there. But Part 6 will never be beaten by anything, huh?
Really? You think that Part 5 is better than the remake? Jesus.
Yes, Christ. I think Part 5. Yes, I like Part 5. Yes, I like New Beginning. Yes, this is the hot take. Part 5 is my second favorite. No, third favorite. Part 5 is sick. I don't care if people say it's not Jason. Part 5 is great.
I like the fact. I mean, I liked what they were trying to do, but the way that they executed it, it just came off poorly.
Okay, the Tommy Jarvis actor in that movie is not very good. We'll give him that. But I like Part 5 so much. That film is so entertaining. Oh my god. And here's another hot take. I like Jason X more than Part 1 and 2.
Jason X, I can take it's a guilty pleasure, to be honest with you.
But I will never like Jason Goes to Hell. I fucking hate that movie. That movie I hate.
I don't know which one's my least favorite, to be honest with you. It might be Jason Goes to Hell.
Mm-hmm. Jason Goes to Hell.
It's always fighting with it's always in competition with Part 5.
I mean, when you think about it, the whole point of the movie is, dead slime Jason crawls up his sister's cooch and births himself fully clothed. Let that think in for a second and how dumb that movie is. And then here's another hot take. I like the Texas Chainsaw Massacre remake. It's not better than the original, but it's a good remake.
Wait, clarify which one.
No. The early 2003 Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Thank you.
There's not another remake.
Yeah, there is.
Well, which one are you talking about?
The Netflix
Texas?
one from this year.
That's a sequel, isn't it? To like the original?
Yes, that's a sequel.
Isn't that a rebooted sequel?
But why does it feel like a reboot, though? That's the thing.
But isn't Sally from the first
It's
one?
a reboot sequel.
I mean, I haven't seen
Sally's
it, but
back.
I know that Sally's in it. So, yeah.
Jesus
But,
Christ! Don't even get me started on that movie.
mean, but all I saw from that movie was you're gonna get canceled, bro, and I just like wanted to facepalm so hard. I don't want to watch that film. They ruined Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Let's put it that way. Part 2's great. Part 1's great. Part 3 I can have fun with. Part 4's horrible. Fuck Part 4. The remake from that Michael Bay produced was good.
Yeah, Marcus Nispel, the guy that also directed
Marcus
the Friday the
Nispel.
13th remake.
But you know what I heard about the guy who played Leatherface in that movie is that he's kind of a shitty dude in real life, because I heard that he was like caught like abusing like a dog or something, like beating up a dog. So fuck that dude. Yeah, no. Gunnar Hansen actually didn't want to go to conventions with him for a while because of that. But again, I don't know how sure that is, but that's what I've heard. But original is trash. My favorite is 03 remake. How can you say that, Cal? Okay, listen, I'll respect your opinion.
There are some people that say that the remake is their favorite, and that's fine.
Okay, no, the remake is their favorite. That's fine, but how is the original trash? I just don't get it.
Oh, boy.
The original is so good.
Actually, give me 1 second here. I'm gonna go grab something.
Oh no! I feel like you're gonna break my heart again, Luke.
I'm not
breaking my heart.
Because I know you haven't even seen this.
Actually, I probably haven't. Actually, let me see what it is.
I'm sorry to any of you haters out there, but I really like this movie. Don't Worry, Darling.
Oh, I haven't seen it. I don't really care to see it.
Everybody hated this movie, dude. I don't freaking get it.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I really don't have an interest in that one, to be honest. It's just not my cup of
Because
tea.
of the controversy.
I think it's probably because of the controversy, more than likely. Jesus Christ.
It's dumpster juice.
I saw that.
Dumpster juice.
But
That's sick.
I feel like everybody just looks at this movie and sees the controversy between Harry Styles and Chris Pine, and I'm just like, oh, yeah, I don't get you guys at all. I don't get it. Because if you,
I wouldn't look at it controversy. I would just look at it if the movie's good or not. Honestly.
Exactly. And if you watch this movie, watch it for Florence Pugh's performance. She is excellent in this movie.
It's just that I just don't have an interest in it in general. That's my thing.
The concept alone interested me, and the cat, dude. This movie has a stacked cast. You got Florence Pugh, you got Harry Styles, Olivia Wilde, Gemma Chan, Kiki Lane, Nick Kroll, and Chris Pine.
Mm-hmm.
Stacked cast.
Yeah, it is a stacked cast.
And there might be days where I think it's better than Olivia Wilde's previous effort, Booksmart.
I don't like Booksmart at all.
Then I could see you liking Don't Worry, Darling. I could see you liking that movie.
Maybe I just don't really have that much of an interest in it, to be honest. She's not really a director I'm really keen on, but I mean, I don't know. Who knows?
I think you'll like it. I mean, it's not like high art or anything like that, but it's really good, honestly. Like, for anybody that is just like, you're drunk. Yeah, guess what? Fire back at you. You're drunk. So never call me drunk for liking Don't Worry, Darling, because I like it. But anyway, guys, we might want to get out of here because we've been going on for over 2 hours.
Let's get out of here. The drug deal's over, guys.
Well played. But yeah, thank you guys so much for joining.
Okay, Cal, I will say this though. I don't think the beginning is second best, but that's just my opinion.
Which one?
Yeah. He says the beginning is his second favorite. I can respect that. I just don't dig the beginning. I think it's a pointless prequel.
It's kind of pointless, but it's
all right.
decent-ish. Decent-ish, I guess you could say. But anyways, guys, we're gonna get out of here. So have a good night, everyone. Peace out.
Toodles.